Hello and welcome to Penny for a Tale. Tonight we are playing Pathfinder Age of Ashes. This is episode 41 of our Adventure Path campaign. But before we get into our sponsors for tonight's session, let's reintroduce our cast, starting with Sam. Oh, and you are
muted.
on some other audio channel. So we're going to start with James.
Me? Hi, I'm James. You might remember me from the Star Wars campaign and from the one shot that we did a couple of weeks ago where I played Waldorff the dwarf. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing tonight. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. You can find me at savagesparrow.com. I will be playing Vesperin, the Sea Elf rogue, provided nothing untoward has happened to her in these few weeks that we have been away in game.
Untoward. I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's try Sam again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Hey guys, I'm Sam. That always has technical issues, and I will be playing Aghi, the half-orc barbarian.
Devious.
Nice.
Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Sailix Lavendale. I'm also directing tonight, so anything that technically goes wrong is all on me. I can't wait to see what happens tonight. Yeah, have fun.
We have to blame Daniel for everything.
Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence. You can find me at resonantmoon.com and all that other good stuff. And I am playing Monica Freerunner, halfling ranger oracle, who is trying to bridge the gap between Breach Hill and Kovlar. We'll figure it out.
See how it goes. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith, and the character I'm playing tonight isn't quite important right now. I wanted to share that today's birthday of a very close friend of mine, whom I lost earlier this year. Gordon, G-Man, as I like to call him, was an amazing, intelligent, and creative person, one of the best I've ever met. His knowledge of comics, movies, wrestling, musicals rivaled anyone I'd ever known. His loss, as they all are, was a tragedy. I will miss you. Happy birthday. Thank you.
That was wonderful and unexpected. And a very touching tribute. Damn. Well, I think... Wow. Well, I think with that... I will forego our sponsors until midway or endway through the session, and I'll just pick up where we left off, which was 3 weeks of downtime. And I wanted to do I just want to go around and ask the players what they've been up to for roughly the last 21 days, starting with Aghi.
Yeah. Aghi has essentially, she doesn't like being underground. This whole thing has made her completely antsy. But she's been trying to train up any of the dwarves that would listen to her, gain their trust, and prepare them for what's hopefully to come with taking back Saggorak.
Vesperin.
So Vesperin spent the first week or so doing some politicking and hobnobbling, and then went off to scout Saggorak and has been exploring.
Monica.
Monica has been going back and forth between Breach Hill and Kovlar, showed Kelda and the Archmage, whose name is escaping me right now, but I know I have it, around Breach Hill, and looking for information about how to like consecrate cursed land where undead are rising, and things like that. And also, fostering a new relationship with Kelda, which was awesome. But now she's not talking to me, so I don't know why. So I'm just gonna let her do her thing and
Yeah.
doing mine because she's a busy lady.
Yeah, she's kind of fallen off the face of the earth there,
Yeah.
unfortunately, over the last week. But what do you do, right? Sailix.
Uh,
what have
Sailix
you been up to?
has kind of just been all around. He's been inspecting non-magical fortifications of the city, trying where he can to help train up anybody that wishes it. Offering help wherever he can, pretty much. And in any spare time he has, he spends it with either Aghi, Varys, or Rune. One of the
Right.
three.
Yep. Well, one such prime example of offering
Varys.
help.
Sorry. I have a son too.
Oh yeah, he's chilling. He's not going anywhere. But one such example is the business with the Guild of Arms, Guild of Finery, and Guild of Coin. Suddenly they're quite upset with the Anvilers Guild, it seems, and you've made a day of it probably to go investigate, right? Rune, have you been keeping tabs on your allies here?
Well, actually, I think Rune may have had a bit of a problem with that, given that thankfully he doesn't sleep really. So during the day, he would hobnob, as the Vesperin had put it, with the various regents. During the late afternoonish, or whatever that would be equivalent here, and early evenings, he would spend at the Guild of Spells, if I remember is what it's called, and be doing a lot of research about the area, what happened here, where did Kovlar come from, etc. And then finally, throughout the night, while everyone was sleeping, he would be making things for his friends, namely the Vesperin and Varys. So he didn't have a lot of time to actually keep up on his compatriots so much. I believe he did offer or provide a trip back to Breach Hill for Modica. So there was that one. But yeah, he's been pretty busy otherwise. So I'm not sure if he had a lot of time.
Right. Well, Rune did hear news. That is, as Sailix, it seems, only a block away, is headed to the Anvilers Guild. I don't know if either of you would stop in to talk to one another, but this is on the day that Rune has come upon some sort of moderately significant revelation that I told you about. So if there's anything you would like to do, you can. Otherwise, we'll do Sailix heading into the Anvilers Guild.
I don't think Salix would make any special stop to see Rune, because he probably has a schedule for that. He'll be like, oh, I'll see
Right.
him later when normal people are sleeping and he's up tapping on things. I don't know.
Yeah, and Aghi has been spending time around the Guild of Arms, in and out of the barracks, sort of getting an idea of what the defenses of the city look like. If you were interested in stopping by about this, but that's if you think she's good at conflict resolution.
Not so much. Actually, no. Before heading to the end of those guilds, I guess I would stop in to see Rune about it, because he has definitely been the person the dwarves are probably most used to seeing when it comes to conflict resolution.
Right.
Or when it comes to just speaking for the Unforgotten in general.
Yeah. That makes sense.
What
and
time? What time of day is it?
We will call it.
Is there days anymore? It's just
Yeah, I know.
all
Early
eerily.
morning. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. For context, dwarves don't need a circadian rhythm, or they don't pay attention to it. So, they don't have a day versus night. Forge days are asynchronous, meaning they would deliver their 20 hours of work whenever they want, and then sleep 12 hours after. Which means if they're not synced, none of you also really need to be. So your days have been normal if you want them to be. You can be awake for 16 hours and sleep for 8. It's not like there's a sun to tell you when it is time to be awake. So you could have the dwarven day cycle, or you can just stick to what you have. It's up to you.
All things considered, just to make things simple for right now, going to presume Rune is at the Guild of Spells, processing information that he's recently learned.
Right. Sailix, as you arrive, the receptionist of this guild, he'll point you towards the east wing of this guild. Rune sits in a loungy library.
Rune is just staring at a note or a piece of paper, and he's just staring at it.
You gonna be out of there, wizard? Stare at that paper any harder, it's gonna burn a hole through it.
The guildmaster's been murdered.
I'm sorry. What?
The Anviler. He hands over the note.
Sailix reads it over.
It's a missive from the Archmage, telling Rune that her name escapes me.
Kelda.
Kalda, yeah,
Kalda.
has been apparently murdered.
Fuck me. You know
That
that doesn't.
that is a word for this. Yeah, I was gonna head over. Apparently, this is a fairly recent find, or maybe I'm just recently hearing about it. I need answers.
Among other things. So would you like to be doing the delicate task of telling Madoka, or do you want me to do that?
Well, I mean, if she looks at me, she wants to vomit. So
Right.
maybe you.
I'll have Aghi do it.
Oh, all right. That's fair. Is that
The
a pro-
problem,
You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm not the best at dealing with this stuff, Fern.
Nope, you're absolutely right. Primo decision by you, mate.
The
Well done.
problem that we come to now is that before her death, several of the other guilds were coming after her for producing subpar weapons or subpar everything. Tracking back the dates of when they started complaining, it roughly matches up to when we showed up.
Of course it does.
None
Alright.
of this bodes well for us. You know that, right?
Oh, not a single word of it. Not a single word of it. So, I had a chance to talk with a few of them. There's a number of tasks. Each of them were sort of talking about, but yeah. All right. Let's start with the Murdered Regent,
Right.
and we'll go from there.
Oh. Nothing like bad news in the morning.
Well, this is just piled onto the number of other points. So, just a quick rundown. Kovalar started up maybe a couple hundred years ago, I think it was, in response to a group of dwarves trying to take Saggorak back. Saggorak, whose king Haral is still bouncing around. Did you know that?
He's alive.
That is not what I said. I simply said he's bouncing around.
But important distinction to make.
Yep, that's what I thought. See? So here's the interesting scenario that Kovlar finds itself in and why it seems to be stuck where it's at. Kovlar is smack dab on the other side of the deep dark. Saggorak is a buffer between the denizens of the deep dark and this place. So it never gets beset upon because Saggorak acts as a wall. Saggorak apparently doesn't give a shit about this town, so it doesn't come down here.
Saggorak's a entity?
No. Saggorak is full of undead. All
Got
those undead apparently seem to be following King Haral.
Okay.
King Haral doesn't give a shit about Kovlar.
Okay.
But anything that tries to pass through Saggorak, King Haral kicks the shit out of.
All
He's
right.
done so for like 7 centuries now.
So find the king, send him to Pharasma.
I think so,
Everything's right
yeah.
in the world.
Well, that's debatable because then you have the denizens of the deep dark able to come through. So you have that whole new problem that you're dealing with, but you can take it one step at a time, I think.
Look, I feel like we should deal with the problem in front of us before we jump
Oh,
to.
completely agree. I'm not talking about leaving this town anytime soon because there are problems here and I don't want to leave with problems because then we're going to come back to worse problems and they'll all get blamed on us.
Right. As our life dictates.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Well. Let's.
So I'm going to go talk to the Archmage and see if they would kindly lead us to this little investigation that's going on around the Anvil.
All right. You go to the Archmage. I will gather the rest of the Unforgotten.
Sounds good. I'll meet you where?
Anviller's Guild?
Sure.
So you're
So
set
Rune goes
to
off to go
reunite.
see if the Archmage will be kind enough to allow the Unforgotten to help with the investigation.
Excellent. So who is fetching the other members? That would be Sailix.
Me.
Vesperin is north of the wall right now.
Right, Sailix knows that. He's
Aghi is at the barracks. Monica, you are likely at Sleep Like a Stone or the grandmother's alehouse.
I
If you've just
imagine that I've
returned.
just returned. I'm at Sleep Like a Stone.
Right.
So yeah.
Monica's closest. Figured you could just go grab
right. So Sailix would
Aghi
just
later, but it's up to you.
go to Madoka.
Okay.
All right.
Monica looks like she's also got a lot on her mind, as she's putting her stuff away in her designated room. And yeah, just a little tired. But other than that, kind of normal.
The bard is playing music. The tavern is busy. The mood is painfully bright, actually, right now. But Sailix, as you find Monica, go ahead.
Oh, hey.
How was the city?
Well, I got news, and some of it's helpful, and some of it's difficult.
All right. Well, your news first.
Spoke to Morta about consecrating the land and also like how to like make sure the undead don't rise again. She gave me some ideas, but on a grand scale, as big as Saggorak is, it's best to just either right the wrong or just completely obliterate it to end the undead. Because consecration only works for a small area, and you need 2 followers of a designated god like Saren Ray or Pharasma. And I don't think anybody in our party really is dedicated to them. So, yeah.
Right. So issues with that are this just in from the wizard. If you destroy the city, the undead will overrun Kovlar. So
Yeah.
right now, Saggorak is acting as a barrier between the two. Blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. We can't destroy the city. We have to come up with some other means.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Um,
done line.
Difficult news.
Oh, that wasn't the difficult news. Okay,
No.
let me sit down.
Yeah. Whew, this is hard. So the director. The director and his partner have gone to the heavens, is what I was told. He's gone. For good, it seems. I'm sorry.
Right. Right. It's Is that the difficult news?
Yeah.
Sailix stands up, and as he stands up, shadows oddly stretch towards him. My turn. Kelda's been murdered.
Yeah. I'm sorry, What?
The regent of the Anvilers Guild is dead.
Boudica about falls back into her chair and is like completely dumbstruck and
Right. Sailix goes over and holds a hand out towards her. It doesn't seem like a good time for anybody that's shorter than 5 feet, so I would like you to stick with me.
I need a minute. And she takes a swig of her ale that she was sipping on. When? What?
Salix will kneel down and look at her, like, eye to eye. Like, Rune's looking into it now. But think of this logically. Bad things started happening when we got here. They're going to blame us. I need you to pull yourself together right now. It's a lot to ask, I know. But we're going to go collect Aghi, and they're going to meet Rune at the End Village Guild.
Right. Right. Okay. Sure, I've already put my stuff away, so sure. Let's let's go.
That Sailix will stand up and walk out with Monica.
Monica, only a block away, maybe two, is the Anvilers Guild. Were to meet about this. You figured they would have more information. She is the Forge Master, which means the head of that guild. But Sailix, do you make your way all the way to the guild, or would you head up the road all the way up Kovlar Way north until you reach the barricade where Aghi is?
Sailix would go after. Make sure he goes after Aghi first, because especially in a situation like this, where it's easy to point fingers at the people who just showed up, he would make sure that everybody was together in his power.
Yeah, of course. You actually know exactly which barracks she has been staying in, and when you arrive, she's not there.
Son of a bitch. Where does the ring tell me she's at?
So how does the ring work?
The hold on, I gotta find it. It's somewhere in here.
The ring allows the bearers to effectively cast status at will, which lets them know how the other bearers are doing and direction, I think. But double check the status spell.
Okay. Well, as you use status from your ring, yeah, you know Aghi's alive. The direction from you is north.
Which is on the other side of the
But the
wall.
problem is you're hugging the wall just south of Saggorak. Quite interesting, isn't it?
Word for it.
What do you do?
Burn the city to the ground. No.
I, for one, Ian, blame you. Just blaming you.
Yeah. I blame me too. Do you return to the Anvilers Guild, perhaps?
Yup, that's where he's going. Because he has a bereft halfling with him, and he can't just leave her at the barracks to fly off to find Aghi.
I'll be
Right.
fine, Salix. You can. I'll go meet Rune.
That's enough of that. Come on.
All right.
It's quicker to fly. He'll pick her up and take off.
Don't soar too far. There's a cave in front of you. Yeah, you return to the. You meeting Rune at the Anvilers Guild,
Yeah.
where he'll have been waiting. Rune, did you make your way into the guild, or are you sort of waiting outside?
He'd be waiting outside with the Archmage for his compatriots. He wouldn't want to walk in as the sole representative of the Unforgotten. That could be dangerous
Right.
at this point.
Yeah, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Okay, well then when you get there, coming down the stairs, just on the front steps there, Dwarven guard, red hair, red beard, but he looks like a soup beard, which is what they call someone with poor hygiene. A shock of white, sort of winding down though, and that's the bit of it he's picking at as he heads down. He takes off a helmet. You can tell in his expression he knows why you guys are here. The news must have reached you. Oi.
Hello there. Come to
Ah.
understand that a great tragedy has happened.
Yeah.
How can we help?
Well, I suppose you come. He's gonna point to Kovlar Way. North by the wall. Magram's Watch. That's where we take the buddies. I didn't know her. Not well.
Did it happen here?
I found her in their office. No parent cause of death. Peacefully.
Has she been taken away?
Yeah. By the barricade. Magram's Watch.
Yeah.
Where they're keeping the
got that
body.
then.
If you'll
Have
join
they-
me.
I will. Have they done anything to the body yet? All right. Would it be possible to take a look around here very quickly?
Aye.
Thank you.
We'll wait outside for you. Do you guys wish to maybe inspect our office?
Yeah.
Tour the guild?
Start there and work our way outwards. Sailix, you said this may have something to do with some weak weaponry.
Well, there were complaints that though her wares were becoming worse and worse. And then some of the regents just outright accused her of forgeries.
Monica, does that sound like her?
I know that she was only distracted for a little while, but she her work and her ethic are impenetrable. Like forgeries.
I would agree. Conversation I had with her. It was enlightening to say the least. Her passion for her craft was easy to see.
And unquestionable when you saw her work.
Agreed. To say the least, she schooled me. No doubt about that. I consider myself good at what I do, but she laughed at me. Well,
She
all right.
did think you were peculiar, but anyway, I'm eager to.
Okay, so let's start with an assumption that her quality had not diminished. But all the weapons come from here, is that right?
As far as I understand it. And she oversees quite a bit of it, as well as working her own craft.
All right. So the weapons come from here. What about the materials? Where do they come from?
Would I know that? I don't think I asked.
What are you trying to inspect?
So Rune asked, where did the materials for the work come from? So where did the ore come from?
Interesting. Okay. Well, the shoddy work, it's been returned pretty forcefully. So they've kind of gathered it up because people did demand refunds. That would be a craft check.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. Your 11th
He
craft
takes
check
out
of
a
the day.
little monocle and puts it up to his good eye.
But also his bad eye. Also his eye.
It's his only eye. All right? No shame in the wizard.
That's all we do here.
May I also do a crafting check?
Yes, you may.
So while they're doing their crafting check, looking around in her office, they said it was largely undisturbed. They just moved the body, right?
Yeah, but you can inspect the office if you would like.
Is there like anything she was drinking, eating, anything around nearby that's left
Um,
over?
yeah, make a perception check. Hmm. Let's see on this craft check. Whoa. Did I get a rune craft check? Oh, I did. You feel like you did not that good on that craft check, rune.
Really?
Just as bad as you could have. um,
Jeeves. I hate rolling in the tower.
interesting though. I mean, all the materials, it's purchased from the same place that the Anvilers Guild purchases materials, so it does come from here. The issue is that they all are sort of similar in a way. So that part is tricky. This stuff is so shoddy. Let's see. Yeah, but that's about all you notice there.
I blame any
They-
poor rolls on my part about being distraught.
Yeah, and Monica, yeah. But something here certainly isn't adding up, it seems. Sailix, no. Everything is completely ordinary. I mean, it almost looks like, I mean, she hung up a pair of gloves as she went in. Looks like she tidied up maybe. And then according to the guards here, just fell dead at the desk. But you haven't seen the body yet.
Rune will take one of the smaller items that they inspected to look at a little bit later.
Is there any sign of the gift that I left for her when I hadn't heard from her in a few days?
If you left her gift, it's still here.
Okay. And untouched, or
It depends on the gift.
it was a
She's put it
tin of
on a
tea.
shelf. She's used it a few times.
Okay. Yeah, Monica is now just like touching the desk and starting to back away because it's overwhelming again.
Okay, so
How many other blacksmiths work here?
80 maybe. It's huge for dwarves. Quite a lot. Scores of them at least.
Do any of them in particular manage the inventory that comes in and out?
They do. They handle it individually, but there are people in charge of different groups depending on what they're smithing. Yeah.
So,
Armor, weapons.
hold on.
And that's the problem. The shoddy make doesn't lead back to any one person. It leads back to several people. So it made people question, maybe this is at the top level, that everybody was making these counterfeits, because it's affecting everybody.
And I'm sorry, could you repeat how the Anvilers Guild gets the materials to make this?
Well, some of it is mined, and they get a lot of their resources from High Helm, which is within the Five Kings Mountain, but it's just quite a ways away.
All right. All right. Alex, you find anything?
nothing out of place that I can see, but I would like to see the body before they dispose of it.
I would agree. There's one last question. Any journals, notebooks, anything of that sort?
Looking through, does Sailix see anything like that?
No, you get some letters about people complaining, and it looks like Kelda was refunding them as they came. If anybody had an issue, she. trying
What was
to
the
figure
time
it out.
frame for the complaints?
They were.
Was it during the time that she was away?
It has been happening more over the last week. Apparently, you haven't. I mean, nobody's seen her for a week. It had been. It's a lot more this week, but then before this week, there were a few instances.
All right. Shall we?
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are.
All right. Rune heads out, taking his compatriots with him. Meets up with whoever's waiting for them outside the guild and heading out to is it Malgrim's?
Magram's Watch, yeah, right there in the barracks, or the barricade district. There. It's kind of a walk, and still no sign of Aghi. Anything you wish to do before you arrive?
Nope. Sailix was just kind of
Oh, Rune has a question.
Yeah.
Hey, Sailix. Where's Aghi?
There it is.
You're
Well,
about to
there's-
tell me that Aghi went after Vesper, aren't you?
What can I say? She loves her mother.
All right. Would you like to talk to her real quick?
Yes.
Very well. You'll only have about 25 words or so keep it brief.
I can do brief.
Rune pulls out a scroll case and pulls out some of the scrolls and starts sifting through them before finally pulling out one. And letting his staff just sort of stand straight on its own, he looks at the scroll and begins casting. The scroll in of itself just starts to float there for a minute before wisping away as the sending spell is cast from the scroll on Sailix.
I don't know where the fuck you went, but you have less than 2 hours to get your green ass back to this town before I put you up as an ornament on the walls.
It stopped that I put you up, and that was the end of your 25.
Meh. Brief and
Aghi
Right.
can respond.
Aghi, you know what you're doing right now. You can respond.
Not a chance.
Your ring will tell you she's about 2 miles north of you. Still, hasn't really moved, as far as you can tell. I'm not sure exactly.
I just want a really, really loud crack of thunder to peel out that kind of just echoes throughout the cavern.
That
That
might
was a
cause
no,
a
wasn't it?
cave in.
She's
That was a
safe.
no, wasn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
She sends her love for everybody here right now.
You're such
Oh,
a
she told you
bold
to fuck
place
off, didn't she?
liar.
Let's just handle what we have in front of us.
All right.
Hey, listen, it's easier to deal with your problems than mine, so.
Oh, my problems kill themselves, apparently, so.
Taking a
Hmm.
look at this body.
Oh God. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
And as you head in, they're waiting. It's been sudden. I mean, they only found out today. It's not like they've begun to embalm or anything. But then again, at a city of only less than 5,000, it's not often that people are coming in or out of this mausoleum, so they know who you're talking about. But when you arrive, there are two dwarves washing their hands in a wash basin, and they stop to look at you, drying their hands in the apron. Could I help you?
Oh, I hope so. Well, mutual helping, actually. I was hoping to see the body of Kelda.
They frown. Aye. Tragic. Right this way.
Thank you.
Leans into a door. It creaks open. Laying on the bed there, beside a panorama of embalming tools, and some sketches. It's Kelda. Body. There's no blood, no injury, no, not even bruising. Just laying there on her back.
Monica goes up and gingerly touches her hand.
Would you like me to take a look, Monica?
Sure, do whatever.
All right. Rune, just a medicine check, taking a look at the body, being very gentle with it. Giving it a good look up and down. Detect magic is on, so if there's anything particularly magical going on, or still going on.
Yeah, nothing magical here.
All right.
You can make a medicine check if you would like.
All right.
Do I notice anything out of place on her visually?
Yeah, that would be a medicine check if you're inspecting.
That could have been better.
Ooh, I'm hero pointing that.
I rolled mine into the tower, by the way. Is it better than a 2?
Uh-oh. Huh. Something strange about her. She starts to stir a bit.
What?
Sailix will kind of cozy up next to Rune and say lowly in his ear, "Hey, I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm pretty sure bodies aren't supposed to do that."
Does she feel warm at all? With me touching her hand?
No.
So when she starts to move, I just hold her hand a little tighter and say, Kelda.
You feel the lightest grip form. There's movement. A tensing there. Suddenly, with a gasp, she sits up. In a panic, immediately she begins to hyperventilate.
Kels, it's okay. It's okay.
Rune, knock her out.
Um,
It's easier that way.
Not to do that.
Yeah, squirming in a panic. Um, the noise is just setting her off even more. She starts to freak out, tries to push people away before even having any idea what is going on. She starts to examine her surroundings. She scoots away from you, away from everybody, to the other end of the bed, just staring in disbelief.
All right.
Hilda?
This is our biggest asset right now, that the people who killed her doesn't know that she's back alive. So I'm going
Oh,
to
no.
go stand by this door and make sure nobody comes in. Please keep
Yeah,
your
you do
voices
that, because
down.
I'm a little concerned she's not really alive just yet.
Yeah, let's keep the yelling to a minimum if we can.
Will do. Kelda, is that you?
Yeah, it's fucking me.
At that, I just like hug her so tight and just start bawling.
You
Well,
might
this is a
tell
bit
me what
unexpected.
yeah, what happened?
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Hmm?
They said you were dead. They said they found you, and just you had dropped dead at your desk.
Fuck.
So the word going around is you've been murdered. And right now, our best leader has something to do with shoddy workmanship. So, as far as the city is concerned, you're dead, which would include the people who theoretically wanted you dead. But I would love to hear your side of this story. What happened?
If I could fucking tell you, I was doing my work. Sat down for a bit. Next thing I know, I'm here.
Is she still
That's
cold?
interesting.
Yeah, she's warming up now. She has a slow pulse. No,
Do I know of any poisons or anything like that that would create a fake death or a
I could get
death-like
a
state?
knowledge. Yeah, I could get a nature. I could get a craft, or I could get a medicine, depending on where the clue is coming from.
I would have more knowledge of nature than anything else. So,
Okay, yeah, you can make that check.
so like I let her go a little bit and just start listing off things that I might know that cause a comatose or death-like state
Yeah,
quietly.
this has happened to people, magic and mundane. I mean, there are many ways to have something like this, but usually by the time you get to the, I mean, if you're about to be embalmed, they've found out by then. That's the thing about these. Usually, a trick involves some sort of coma. I mean, they have a pulse. How did this happen without a pulse? It involves, that's very sophisticated. Or it could be that you just came back to life. With that check, you don't know.
Yeah.
But Sailix, as you're now fidgeting with your ring, it's been quite some time. You'll realize Aghi and Vesperin, they're in the same direction relative to you. And without a lot of precision, you would reckon that they're at the same distance from you. And they're both okay.
So seeing this happen, and with Salix's long lifespan of seeing crazy shit that's happened, would this remind him of anything in particular of Kelda coming back to life?
It's something.
All
It's
last breath like thing, gasping.
yeah, it's a little it's a little weird. You have lived a long life. So yeah. How's Sailix taking this right now?
He's a little fidgety.
Yeah. Hmm.
Rune would probably notice. Probably not Monica because she's
No,
probably focused.
I'm focused solely on my girlfriend.
Salix has like his hand firmly on the hilt of Leviathan. And the shadows around Salix look a little bit darker.
Sailix,
Uh, y- yes.
everything's all right. How are your two?
Together, I guess.
All right, it's something. Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out. Kelda, I have a question to ask of you. Would you mind terribly if I cast a spell upon you?
Hey.
Thank you. Rune starts walking up and with a few flicks of his fingers, along the fingertips there are these arcane symbols, and a very faint ethereal line runs between them, up his arm and straight to his own third eye, as it were, as he goes and touches the side of her head with mind reading, third level spell, in an attempt to sort of dig into her memories and see what may have happened.
Right. How long do you imagine it would take to pour over a day's worth of memories?
Well, using Mind Link which is a first level spell, and a lesser form of this as a baseline, I can impart 10 minutes worth of information in an instant. So assuming an instant is less than a second, I would say 24 hours might be a few minutes. Maybe 10 minutes or so.
Hilda's day has been, well, the last one, remember, she's been gone for a week. You imagine this traces back that far. Before any of the reports that you heard of forgeries and complaints and returns, she was dealing with a pile of similar complaints. Just the first few that started cropping up, counterfeit items, people were trying to return. It was damaging her reputation. She was stressed about it. She didn't even leave her office for an entire day. She specifically told people not to bother her with anything unless it had to do specifically with this problem. Next thing you know, she goes, pours herself some tea, and that's the final memory.
Did the tea look familiar?
Yeah, it did. Monica won't know. She didn't pour through these memories, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was the gift that tea Monica gave.
All right. All right, Kelda. I'm going to cast another spell on you, and that should allow you to. You run into a problem.
What problem?
Well, we don't want anyone to know she's alive, but we can't necessarily leave here with her because then the body will be gone. All right, let me see here. What tricks does this wizard have up his sleeve?
Calda, who do you trust on the on among the words are failing me. Not surprising, but Like, who do you trust among the leadership here?
I used to think I'd trust Amola. And she stares at you, only in the way someone would stare at somebody whose gift caused them to fall into some sort of a coma.
What is it?
The last thing she had was your tea.
But my tea only had it was black tea and lavender and some of the fungus that we have down here.
Uh,
I've given it to you before,
Unless someone else got to it.
unless someone else got to it.
Unless someone else got to it. I'm sorry, I just wanted to chime in because I felt left out.
You're not left out.
Sailix, the direction does not change, but the distance seems to be increasing. You don't have exact numbers, you have a sensation, a feeling of magnitude. In the ring, it's a weird magnetism. The sensation you get, Vesperin and Aghi are moving north slowly, but moving north as this conversation progresses. But they're both fine.
Sailix looks at the three people in front of him. He's like, I want to make it known that I hate every part of what's happening right now.
Oh, you and me both.
I think that's a consensus among all of us.
I have no immediate tricks up my sleeve to...
We don't need tricks. She gets up.
Well, you can't let people know you're alive just yet.
And why is that?
Well, I prefer someone to think that they won, so we can see what the aftermath is. Because whatever the aftermath is will help point in the direction of who did it.
But you can't stay here.
I know she can't stay here. I mean, I can get her out of here, but then the body's going to be missing. And we can't be the last ones to be looking at a body.
Then the answer is that she has to show that she's alive.
Aye. Tell them
That
to bury me. Put me in the ground.
Good bury you.
They don't know I'm dead.
Yeah, we could do that.
In the meanwhile, find me a disguise. Oh, she stretches. You can tell she hasn't been active.
what was
you
the
wait?
last? What was the day before you woke up?
Monica, when did I wake up?
Today
looks
is
at Rune.
whatever the day is.
Yeah, 11th of Abadius.
Yeah.
3627. It's been a week.
All right.
So you took something that put you in a death-like state for a week?
She shrugs. If that's who I think
Is
it
Rune-
is. Yeah, go ahead.
Can Rune, can I make a craft check for Rune to see if he recognizes those traits?
Yeah. It is quite curious.
When we go back, I want to inspect the tin of tea, to see if anybody tampered with it.
Okay, yeah, you absolutely can do that. Rune, you have an idea, but you don't know for sure. You know where to find it. You just need a library.
As always, a good library.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there any other bodies in here by chance?
Plenty. Yeah, it's known for bodies. Horizontal, non-living bodies.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, looking at Kelda, what is the best way to convince your people to allow us to bury you?
Aye. They'll understand.
All right. Should Monica be asking this question of them?
Say again?
Should Monica be asking this of them rather than a gangly wizard?
Petite.
I'll ask him
Not
myself.
gangly. Petite.
Thank you.
I'll do about my own death. Give me a beard I can wear to get out of here.
I mean, I can make you invisible.
Even better.
All right. You will cast invisibility. You have about 10 minutes.
All right. We're gonna go back to you guys as you devise a plan. Some people are missing, it seems. Some people were dead, it seems. I want to go to our friend Waldorff, the dwarf. You are in a location I will not say, at a time I will not say. This is not linear, but I am going to say, Waldorff, you are looking good. What do you look like?
You're muted.
Thank you, Daniel. So Waldorf looks much the same as he did when we saw him last, actually, except that his once kind of coppery, golden, kind of metallic covered hair is now more of like a darker shade. It's actually gone kind of coal black in places, kind of like down the the stripes down the side of the beard have kind of blended a bit, and it's his as he has gotten older, his hair, his complexion has gotten a bit his hair's gotten darker, his complexion has gotten a bit paler, uh, but other than that, he looks like good old Waldorf.
This building doesn't have windows. It doesn't have pleasant furniture, paintings. Not much of it is comfortable. But it is a dwarven building. Entering in, this eerie, dimly lit abode. A strange woman. Dwarf, you know this woman, though. You've spoken, I imagine, a couple of times.
Hey.
Renfrey, as you enter, go ahead.
So Renfrey basically is a Cavern Elf. She has like pale grayish lavender skin, whitish hair, and very large eyes that seem to just take in the darkness. She wears a hood and a mask, and much of her is covered up. But you can see there's a braid poking through underneath the hood. And she'd look at Dorf and be like, "I got an errand to run. You want to come?"
He kind of like looks her up and down, kind of appraisingly, and goes, I'm not much fun for running errands lately, lads.
You're not much one for running anywhere. You should come with me. Stretch
He
those legs
laughs
out.
aloud at that. And, you're right. And he like kind of slaps his leg. You notice that as he's kind of like is walking and puttering around and whatnot, he walks with a pronounced limp.
Come on. It'll do you some good.
Oh, what? I mean, where are you dragging me off to this time? And he like props himself up on a stool and kind of starts to like rub his hip a bit.
A courier of mine got some property I need to be getting back.
Well, then be getting it back. I don't understand why you need me to tag along.
Maybe I just need a pretty face.
Well, then you're barking up the wrong tree here for sure, lass.
Listen, come on. Come with me already.
All right. Let me get my walking stick. And he goes and he collects him like his little, he's got basically what accounts to a shillelagh. And he kind of stumps off after her. It's like, I can't go far. They don't let me out of this place.
Yeah, but it might be good for you to see the outside.
Oh, he like gets as far as the door and he starts to like kind of hang back a bit. He's like, no, I don't. No, it's not. You wouldn't understand. And he kind of like slumps a bit in the shoulders and then like, turns around and kind of like.
She would grab him by the shoulder, but like in that way that's like it's like firm but like also gentle of like, and just be like, "What are you so afraid of?"
You call me afraid one more time and you'll regret it. Who am I joking? I've it's not much that I show my face outside of this place. They don't let me out. Why do you need me to come along? Honestly, like, aren't you good enough on your own? I just, if I'm not here when the boss comes back, I'll catch a right thrashing. I will,
But what if it wasn't your face that we was walking around outside?
I mean, it's more about what I need to be doing here, isn't it? I mean, there isn't anybody
Just
to
sitting
take
on your ass watching the house.
I'm important, and you watch your mouth.
Oh yes, there's a whole lot of nothing here that just needs to be looked at.
Oh, as far as you know, I mean, all right. Well, maybe if we're not gone long, I can get away with it. But all right,
Just
lead on.
2
Come
seconds.
on. All right, fine. And he, Where are we going? Anyway? And he's like he's got like the hood and he like pulls it up over his head, and he's trying very, very hard to look inconspicuous, but probably is looking very conspicuous in the process.
I feel like she would basically just like stop him for a moment and then just kind of do the like queer eye makeover of just no, oh honey. Like so I don't know if you want me to roll a deception, but like it would be just a quick
grunts.
disguise.
He's very put out about this.
Great. Now, Sailix, Rune, Monica, what are you doing in the immediate term? What's the plan?
Well, after checking and finding that the tea that I made was not tampered with, I'm not really sure what else to do except, like Rune said, wait, and watch.
Right. Where do you take Kelda? Where's a good place? Theoretically, Breach Hill isn't a terrible place to put someone who's believed to be dead. and I think your elf friend here has reason to head north, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Sailix is very much pacing wherever they're going. He's very tense.
So, do we want to bring Kelda to Breach Hill and then find your people along the way?
You know where they are, Sailix?
General direction.
Which way and how far?
He'll point north, like towards the area they're at. That way, and about a feeling of magnitude far. I don't know how far, honestly. A mile, 2 miles. They're getting further.
But who will stay here and watch for what falls out after?
We can trust the Archmage. He'll let us know. We have some solid friends here, at least.
Kelda, what do you think?
Just tell me where you want me to go. I'm useless here. I can't do anything. They'll know.
Yeah. Did you notice anything with the weapons? Like, did they actually come from your forge?
I'd be having a score of dwarves' asses if that's the case.
That's what I thought.
Monica does bring up a point. What can you tell us about those weapons?
It's,
I mean, I can tell
that
that
it doesn't
shoddy
add
work,
up.
but
My men, I've asked them. They swear by their craftsmanship, the expenses they pay, and the materials. Doesn't make sense.
It leads me to believe that maybe somebody switched them out during transport to their owner.
That would
is there a
mean it's
merchant that
happening
you
in
sell
Sale.
through?
We sell through every merchant. Right. That is one approach. If truly this happens at Sale, we need only someone to pretend to be a merchant.
Well, if we can find our master of disguise, she would be perfect for that. Or, oh, I don't know if he'd do it. Rorsk. Who wouldn't look nearly as suspicious as the rest of us.
Well,
Oh,
let's go then.
yeah.
All right. Here's the plan, if I may. We'll get you to Breach Hill. You and Rorsch can work out a merchant sales scenario that we can leverage down here. In the meantime, Monica, myself, and Sailix will see if we can find our missing compatriots. Does that seem like a viable plan?
It sounds good to me.
Hilda nods.
All right.
Rune, let me borrow some paper so I can write a missive to him.
A few flits of paper peel out of his tome
Okay.
and float over to Monica.
So I write, Dear Rorsk, this is Kelda. I need your help to figure out a counterfeit scheme, please work with her. I will contact you soon, free runner.
Hmm. Excellent. You don't know if Will is even awake right now, but you know when the letter is sent, and it is sent. Sailix,
Or,
are you preparing to head north then?
yeah, no, Sailix is. It's safe to assume Sailix is probably already like a few steps already headed that way.
Sailix,
Yep. What's up?
I can get us to the gate so we can get Hilda through it and over to Breach Hill. And we can start looking from there for Aghi and the Vesperin.
Right. No, that's totally a better plan. Yeah. That I was going to suggest that.
Sailix,
Yes.
calm the fuck down, angel up, and focus.
You know. I got nothing. Let's do this.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So Rune will pull out the scroll of teleport that he's had for quite some time now, and use it to get the group to the jewel gate,
And I'll
and then from the jewel gates we'll be able to get Kelda through there and over to the Citadel so that they can get to Breach Hill.
Yep. And I'll give her directions and where to usually find him. She'll be more familiar with it since I've showed her around during our downtime. So she would have met Rorsk at some point.
Right. So
But oh no, this wouldn't be the one. No, go.
Rune, Monica, Sailix, Kelda. Anybody else heading to Breach Hill? Or at least the Citadel.
Well, we don't know where the others are, so
Right.
That's it.
Drop a Kelda off at the Citadel. It's still 10 miles to get back to Breach Hill, so I imagine you guys don't waste time to do that.
right.
No, no.
Okay.
Sailix won't let us do that.
Yeah, and then of course the obvious checks. The Citadel is fine. There are some hired hands, I like to imagine, here operating. The second shift of guard probably just make their way up to the Citadel. And with that, you are still, it's a triangle, so you're still 2 miles from where Aghi and Vesperin is. As you reemerge at Jewel Gate.
All right, Sailix, this is your show.
Right. Sailix will start leading on.
And Monica will quietly break the news about the director to Rune as well, because didn't get a chance to do that yet. And also
Right.
everything I've learned from Morta.
Yep. Excellent. It will take some time. What is your plan to avoid encounters on the way there? The city is very much haunted as you make your way around. And you don't have the sewer drainage system that you use to sneak into Kovlar. So you're definitely walking the streets of the undead city quite a lot. Do you have invisibility? Some other plan to
No,
avoid?
I used that on our on saving our anvil compatriot.
All right. Do you have any way of maybe trying to reach Aghi or the Vesperin? Or sneaking better? Because we might just be doing stealth checks.
I mean,
Oh, I think-
Sailix isn't a slouch for stealth.
Same.
I would argue that Rune is probably the slouch for stealth in this instance.
Looks to Rune.
Hmm. Right. Perhaps you seek a guide, someone to lead you, because it is pitch dark for most of the city.
Well, not for Salix and Rune, it's not.
Right.
Just
For
me.
Monica, you could light a torch.
No, I'll just hang on to Salix's coattails or something.
We'll be like,
Yeah.
please don't light torch.
Navigate.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
That was the thing that I meant to ask Rune to research for me, but I forgot because I was all in heaven. So
Right. Yeah, and this certainly wasn't the way things were supposed to go, but nevertheless, hours and hours of walking. Rune and Salix, out of the corner of your eye, about every 2 minutes, you see something staring at you and scurrying away. There's no light source, so you don't get the reflection in the eyes, but sometimes you do see these creatures. They're avoiding you. Sometimes they cackle.
Well, with the research that Rune did on Saggorak, would you have a general idea of maybe the regions of the city or major?
Yeah, so it's undead of many varieties. You learned one such group is called the Starved. The 12-year siege, 700 years ago, that starved out Saggorak, caused them to rise up. They did not see peace after that great defeat. And they rose again. They're known as the Starved to Kovlarites because they scream and beg for food, and they're willing to tear apart flesh to get it. It's been hundreds of years, and they've not found a way to be put to rest. You do hear some of those screams off in a distance, but from what it sounds like, the territory in Saggorak is constantly shifting. You don't know what belongs to who. There are also many ghosts in Saggorak. They're called Abound. They're tied to certain sites. They don't shift quite as much. And then, of course, you hear about King Harald's castle, but it's not anywhere near here. It's even further north. And by where you're going, it looks like you won't even reach that part of the city. But
Are there
from the map
any
you've
other
seen,
landmarks?
yeah, in this region, you know you're headed. You're north. You are northwest of Kovlar right now, and you are heading to northeast of Kovlar to a landmark called the Great Slab. Think a massive cave opening, the largest open cavern in all of Saggorak, Kovlar, or this region. It is about a half a mile high and a mile long. It is one flat wall of hewn stone placed over hand-carved excavation. And it is matched, that wall, with a base that is the same dimension. So it sort of looks like an elevated platform, as if there were to be something, but it is far too massive for anything you could imagine. People built it hundreds of years ago, in like the heyday of Saggorak after the Curse Accords, when the civil war between the dwarves ended and things were sort of peaceful, but it wasn't really sure why they were doing it. And maybe they were trying to build a new city without having to conform to nature so much, but they ran out of money. They scrapped it, and now it's just sort of a landmark that everybody uses to orient themselves around this fallen city of Saggorak. But by all accounts, it seems that's where you're headed. Suddenly, as you're walking down an avenue in the pit of this like underground ravine, you do see these ghouls, maybe something else, maybe people stalking you, watching you as you're walking along this street, but they don't approach. Suddenly you hear, just up ahead on the road, that scurrying sound. Again, this one, it's paired with a little bit more panic. darting from one building to the other, just moving across the street. In absolute pitch black. So you get the black and white because you do have dark vision, but it's still a bit of a silhouette. Moving over, hiding again, and you do hear footsteps a few blocks away. Metal boots.
Rune is being very careful not to call out or make any sound really whatsoever, but simply tracking this frantic movement as best he can.
How far are you guys?
Oh, you tell us.
Well, you're 100 feet away. Do you keep moving towards it?
Yeah, Sailix is like he's not breaking off to immediately check on whoever it is, because his main concern is getting to Aghi and Vesperin.
If it is on the way, however, a slight curve in the direction probably wouldn't hurt.
So are you avoiding this thing? Now you do hear metallic footsteps, perhaps. They're quite confident. There's nothing hiding from you. Walking towards this thing, and you hear a whimpering, but it's a very creepy, mucusy sound coming from this thing. Aghi, go ahead.
She hasn't been as quiet as she should be, but she's going after this thing, and she just like stares at it like as
Turning a
well as she
corner,
can.
You see Aghi, no torch though, walking across the street, out of sight, then in shot, and then out of sight again towards this thing.
All right, I just want to put it out there. She totally gets this from me.
Suddenly you hear a crash. Something's toppled over. The thing's running again. This time it cuts into your field of view again. Moves into a ruined building where the wall has bursted open. And it hides. You guys approach.
Is there, out of curiosity, with Rune's see invisibility, is there anyone else poking around?
A couple 100 feet away, there are plenty of people watching you. Some even just like from within their homes, just staring. Undead. Nobody's trying to start anything, though, to your surprise. Except for Aghi.
Sailix, this is very strange.
Yeah, no. Tops the strange shit we've seen today.
That it does. Rune will use the... I want to make sure I have it. Oh, nope, never mind. Rune will not use that because I don't have it ready. Never
Augie's
mind.
following this thing, and she's just like, "Tell me where you got that fucking thing, and I won't kill you."
No. Sailix, Rune, how far are you from that building that Aghi just walked into?
Sailix is making haste.
Okay.
Well, yeah, with the sight of
Monica?
Aghi, no doubt.
Yeah. I guess Monica is grandfathered into that. You're making
Can't
the haste
really.
that Sailix is serving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
two
if you
ride-
point, if you both know that I can send messages, which is within 30 feet and doesn't have to make noise. So, if that's something that you want me to do, you just have to point me in the right direction because I can't see shit.
Rune, to help with the whole not seeing shit part, will a very, very faint glow using the light cantrip from the top of his staff to give Monica at least a focal point to track to.
Yeah, and you can move it into the building for added cover. As you guys turn the corner, Aghi, you've cornered someone else. A ghoul with red eyes. No.
I see no problems with letting her kill it.
Looking up. No.
I kind of just want to understand what the hell's going on first.
It's best to be
Ah,
quiet.
yeah. In common. Yeah, likewise. That's not fair. Looks up at the orc, interrogating him. Aghi, what'd you do?
What is this thing? Undead don't usually speak as far as Rune understands.
Aghi has the daggers in her hand that Sailix had given to her at Crystal Hue. Her axes are just still at her hip because these ones cut. And she will stab it into his shoulder, twisting slightly. Where did you get that?
He curses in Necrol. And then back to common. Yeah, I can speak whatever I want. How about you? Oh, there's no respect. Look, I was threatened in a cage. Just doing my job.
As you can see, I'm threatening you more right now.
You look, she gave it to me. She told me to take it. Just look around. I heard, and he looks back at the wizard, and the celestial elf. Tries to reason. You notice his ears sort of droop a little bit, which is
Rune.
strange for a ghoul. You gotta help me here.
Rune does detect magic. Does this little bastard have a ring?
He does.
My precious.
Rune just turns to Sailix. Something happened to the Vesperin. She gave up her ring.
With that, Sailix emerges from the shadows behind the ghoul. That doesn't belong to you.
And I was very inquisitive about such a thing.
He wraps a hand of the Regathio blessed hand around the back of his neck and just kind of squeezes. Plus, he's got the Pharasma blessed on it as well, so he's taking
Positive energy damage. It sizzles immediately. And yeah, you feel that glow. He starts to scream.
So at that moment, again, a woman who, from a distance, kind of has the appearance of a cavern elf with a dwarf, limping behind her, would just sort of look down at Dwarf and be like, well, seems we're a bit late for the meeting. My
I'm late for
apologies.
everything, lass. I'd call it being fashionable.
Ugh. We really had to get you out faster.
I told you, if you wanted to hurry, you should have left me behind.
I couldn't do that. She'd look up at the party.
Hey, it would be too lucky for me, wouldn't it?
She'd take her hood down so Aghi can see very familiar braiding patterns. Even though the facial features aren't quite what she remembers. And she'd look straight at the ghoul and say, I believe you got something that belongs to me.
He's just gonna look at Aghi, and then just sort of try to look up at Sailix, in a panic, and just frantically pointing. Take the fucking ring.
So, she would stride over and just, again, sort of like wipe some bits away. Because it's just party members, right?
Yeah, so you're seeing Dorf is behind you.
Mhm.
Sailix. This ghoul is between Aghi and Sailix, equally threatened by both. Rune is in the building with Monica. There is a faint light, but Monica's the only person who can't see with or without it.
Okay. So she would sort of like, you know, again, just sort of wipe away like bits of contouring and stuff like that, pluck the ring out of the ghoul's hands, and look at Aghi, sincerely sorry, with a big wince of just, sorry, I'm a bit late. And then turn to Rune and gesture towards Dorf. I believe you were looking for this.
Oh,
All right. I would like to just hold everything for one bloody moment, please.
Mhm.
So, you, pointing to who he believes at this point now is the Vesperin, you decided to give something to this little bloke in order to do what exactly?
who are you calling little?
Not you,
Oh,
the dead one.
sorry. Oh, right. My fault.
Uh, well, so it had to seem like I was not in town for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna let you and Augie and Sailix
Yeah,
work
we'll
out that fucking mess.
Well, I recommend that we not talk about it here. It's
Secondly,
So as just to throw this out there, as Vesperin takes the ring from the ghoul, Salix snaps his neck and lets his body drop to the ground.
Oh!
I was gonna do
Right.
that.
Was that really necessary? I mean,
I
nice
had
form,
questions
like,
for that
but
one.
wow.
And then
Savage.
he in mid sentence of whatever Vesperin is saying, he walks up to her, puts a hand on her lower back, and pulls her into himself. He's like, "That's not part of the deal."
I really had
Want-
questions for the talking dead man.
Oh,
would
another
look
quick.
at- she would look at him firmly and just be like, "You said no dying. I made adaptations."
So
I think
did
we've
I.
had enough dying today.
But
All right.
yeah, he was pretty useful, and it is a right proper shame. Well,
It's where he
Um,
belongs now.
Actually, Rune, Augie, Sailix, you can make perception checks for me.
can I?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Monica, if there is enough light in here to
I'm
see.
not even trying.
Monica
Yeah.
she heard
No.
the
I'm just-
snapping of bones, and she's like, "Oh, that sounds about right."
Yeah, it's like this is what happens when Monica doesn't get to intervene.
Rune.
First.
You're the only
Hey.
person who notices this.
Was mine any good?
Oh,
'Cause I just rolled it.
It didn't pop up.
Oh, let me roll it not in the tower then.
It won't matter for this.
Oh, okay.
Because this is something you know. So,
Oh, okay.
Rune, you recognize the dwarf behind her.
As he's lighting a pipe, he's packing it full of like the.
Yeah, and because you told me you spent the last 3 weeks sort of investigating these missing people, Poppy described good friend Dorf. It matches, except there's a disguise pulled over him. That's Dorf. At least you think it is.
Pardon me, is your name Waldorff?
What? No. What?
Is your name not Waldorff?
He kind of looks around like a trapped animal for a second.
Dorf, you can trust these people.
And he like kind of shoots her a look and he goes,
A friend of yours was looking for you. His
Uh,
sister.
I don't have any friends.
Does the name
Poppy.
Poppy ring a bell?
And you see him like he's kind of taken aback for a second at the mention of that name, and he goes, "Well, that's a name I haven't heard in quite some time. Hey, I know Pop. Is she's still well?" And he looks at sorry, it was Rune that was saying that, right?
Rune and Monica, really.
Yeah, he kind of looks up at Rune and goes, I can, now that I look, I can see the resemblance. Hey, no, you caught me. You got me. It's me.
Apparently
How
she's
is
been very worried about you.
I have been a bit worried about her too, from what I've heard. How is gosh, it's been, God, I can't even remember how many years it's been since I've heard her name or even thought about Poppy.
All right, we're going to
And he
get
kind
to
of
that
like
story.
the 1,000-yard stare.
All right, we'll get to that story in one moment. Rune will look down to the undead thing. Is it truly dead?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is dead. It's dead
What?
again.
What did I know
Good times.
about him, Ian?
About that ghoul.
Yeah.
Well, you have some combination of coercion and bribery. You convinced him to carry the ring. That's what it sounds like. Didn't know much else about him. He was kind of cool.
Damn it.
Are all ghouls as I guess present
Talkative?
as this one in this area?
Ian, what do I know from exploring?
I mean, if you get them a couple of drinks, they'll open up to you, you know.
So they can be reasoned
Yeah.
with. They can
Oh, I'm just kidding.
oh
That is a knowledge check. The type of animal would make it,
Religion?
yeah, religion. It is a religion check.
Is it just one of us or any of us?
Anybody?
Monica
I'm
has
just-
no
Trying to divide
preference,
this.
so
Yeah, I'm just specifically asking, like, you know, again, from what I observed while I was wandering around here, like, did it seem like he was special in that he could reason and all of that? Or is it like, you know, because I mean, obviously, again, I saw enough where I'm like, all right, you seem like, you know, you can comprehend languages and have complex thoughts.
Yeah, well, he spoke to you in common.
Okay.
Necrol and a little bit of Elven. Kind of a charmer. But usually that means you caught a ghoul on their best behavior. The hungrier they get, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, dealing with a ghoul would be like dealing with a tiger. The context really matters for how recently they've eaten. Suppose you got lucky. Or that was just the one that lived as you were out exploring. He took you on your deal, though. Probably shouldn't have.
Fuck.
Yeah, definitely
So
shouldn't
I
have.
feel like she's just kind of like, on the one hand, like, you know, she's happy to see Sailix, but she's also just annoyed because she's like, damn it. To answer Rude, she'd just look at him and be like, well, as far as I could tell, it was a bit, I don't know. I mean, he was the only one who could actually speak multiple languages, and comprehend how fucking bargaining works. He oddly responded to bribery, which I thought was a bit weird. Whereas the other ones seem to just see you and then demand your flesh and blood. Not super great to, have conversations with or rational thoughts in general, but that was just my limited experience. I made some promises. I would not take unnecessary risks. She would look pointedly at Sailix and Aghi again. And, otherwise I could tell you more, but...
You were late.
What hours here?
You were late. As he walks forward and just like steps on the thing's head.
Oh my god! Really? Is that bloody necessary?
Are we going to talk about necessary right now? Is that what you want to do in front of all these people?
Sailix, remember the kobolds? Do you remember that whole situation? This is kind of like that, where I didn't get a chance to step in.
Do
So
you even see anything right now?
I see a little bit, thanks to Rune, because he put some dim light in here.
This is not exactly like that, but, yes, he could have been a useful piece in the thing. He's still just an evil flesh-eating monster of some sort that isn't really
Semantics
great
is what we're doing right
society.
now. We're
But-
arguing over nothing.
A rock
Uh.
falls from the ceiling and lands on the street in front of you. The hole in this building is.
We should get out of
It
here.
crumbles. Pieces.
So,
Heading out of the
yeah.
crumbling building.
All right, somebody be my guide, because I can't see shit.
I should also see that Ranfrey gets back to where she belongs. And Dorf, you have unfortunately gotten lost in Saggorak, and that's just so sad.
Hey, dwarves can't get lost underground, love.
But you're just that talented, and it's just such.
I know my way around here like the back of. Wait, which way are we facing?
Exactly.
Oh,
You
right. No,
are
it's
just
that
so
way.
good
It's
you're-
that way.
Precisely. And if anyone asks, it is such a shame. You saw Vesperin, and she was here and fine and continuing to go exploring.
Mm. And when you
Right.
say Vesperin,
Who?
No
Anyway.
one important. Just forget everything. You got to focus on finding your people.
I mean,
you feel.
I have so many questions right now.
Vesperin, you feel a peculiar sensation. It's the kind of thing you've experienced before with Vesperin.
Oh no.
And then that whisper comes creeping in, sort of just seeping through the air. You hear it. Valgor. Come out. Into the street. It's time to talk.
She would look at Sailix and be like, we
You
gotta
all
go
hear
now.
it this
Now.
time.
Oh, we all hear it?
bloody
Yeah, yeah.
this lad.
Valgor.
Gotta go.
And a crackling sound on the ceiling.
Rune's definitely leaving the crumbling building.
Out. I'm invisible.
Oh, who is invisible? That's pertinent, isn't it?
I'm going invisible now.
There's only one of us that can go invisible.
I'm going to. I have at least. Oh God. Okay. Let's see.
Where in
How-
the bloody
how-
hell?
What is the range, Ian, on my my powder?
Dust of disappearance?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. Let me look it up real fast.
I don't think you can throw the dust of disappearance on somebody. I think you
Yeah.
have to be like touch.
Okay.
Well, I will say. Is anybody leaving the building right now?
Oh yeah. I think we all are.
Oh, all right. Well, who's
Oh
up
my.
first?
It wants us to go out on the street.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I did say that.
I mean, Rune's just walking out there. Curiosity is winning out.
You
All right.
dumb wizard.
Well, immediately upon exiting, you see glops of some red, pinkish mucus pouring out onto the ground. Do you look up? I'll give you that.
Sure.
And if you do, you're greeted with an aberration I can't even describe. So here's
Oh
an
my
image.
God.
It's
Oh!
massive. It has 3 heads and
Pretty
snarls
baby.
in the direction of the sound just underneath. I'm rolling initiative. And there are more of
So
them.
use my stealth initiative, Ian.
As, yeah,
Rune just
yeah,
looks
we'll do
like, well,
stealth
this could have been a
initiative.
better day.
Mm.
Why'd you
I
go
blame the
outside?
Vesprin for this.
It's not my fault.
Tell Kelda I loved her. I'm probably gonna die.
What?
I'm staying in the building
holy
for right
fuck
now.
Is that thing?
I have
Ah,
not gone out
well.
into the street.
And Rune, you soon do realize that one skitters around to you from the street. It crawls in on these strange stilts. Its existence seems like some sick, twisted accident. But it does attack with purpose. Immediately, beset with jaws. It's a critical hit.
Of course it is.
Oh god.
no.
Oh god.
56 damage. and
Oh,
you're
God.
grabbed. The other one seems to skitter backwards, falling out of your field of view. Aghi, I believe you have next on initiative. Vespa, I'm going to re-roll your stealth.
Yeah.
So
what
she
do you
just
do?
sees Rune just bloodied all of a sudden, right?
Grabbed. No, this
Grabbed.
thing is...
He's grabbed.
Yeah, no, it is... He is, in the process of being... Yeah, the paperwork is being done right now.
Can she grab Rune?
Grab from... Yeah, you could. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, she's trying to get Rune away. What is that base?
Nothing. Go ahead. Do your thing. Vespa, you're next on precedence there.
What is that a roll for?
Nothing.
No, what do I roll to save Rune?
Well, I guess to grab that's an athletics check versus his fortitude
Okay.
DC, but in order to grab it from this thing, it's versus its fortitude DC.
All right. I have assurance on athletics. Can I use that?
Okay,
know what
yeah,
that
that
means.
might help. That might help. Wow. You managed to pull him. Where do you take him?
Depending on how much movement I have, my hope is to like just grab him by like the back of his cloak, wrench him back into the building, and then try and take out one of this thing's legs. If I have an
All right.
attack.
Action. I mean, you have one action left you can use to move. There's one on the ceiling. You hear it skittering about, and then one out on the street. You can make your way out there, but you won't really have enough time to attack. But that's a good move if you're trying to protect your friend there.
Yeah, she's trying to protect others. So, I mean, but they seem like they can't get in the building, but the building's falling.
Yeah, and that kind of creepy. Retroactively, then, as that would be your third action, you can move
Yep.
wherever you'd like there. Vesperin, ahead of this, before anybody has acted, what would you do?
Oh god. Well, so wait, are you saying retroactively I am ahead of it? 'Cause
Well, I'm just saying you had 43 initiative, so none of these creatures
Yeah.
have acted if you're trying to sneak attack. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, is Rune grabbed by one of them now?
No, we'll say pretty quickly Rune was grabbed and retrieved by Aghi.
Okay, cool.
But you can still, just act around it
Oh
however
god.
you'd like.
I wanna fight
Aghi
with
repositioned him.
I wanna fight with Belgora, but I'm scared.
Where is Balgora? Good question.
Balgora is at the city.
Balgora is in the
Is
city.
he?
Oh no!
Actually, and now that you mention it,
Yeah.
don't we hear a little bit of a rattling? That
Oh.
call.
I hate you.
I knew it.
So
I know.
much.
Most
So
obvious
much
thing that
hate.
happened.
So much. Can you feel it flowing through the camera? The hatred that I have?
Man.
Your hate only
Yeah.
makes me more powerful.
Your hatred makes me stronger.
Yeah, so I feel like it's basically like hidden on her person somewhere. Probably like, I don't know, on a holster, like on her thigh or something. I don't know. But it's strapped like and I feel like her hand would be resting on it as soon as that voice like made the thing. Is it moving, Ian, or is it still like
Algora, it's not a shake yet, it's just a vibration.
okay?
And that low growl that it's giving, that's what Sailix heard. Rune
Oh
as well.
man.
Audica. But you also still
Um,
hear that whispering outside, that wraith calling
Yeah.
for it by name.
So yeah, like she would have just looked at the other like we need to leave. And I guess I would try to hit one of the creatures with my whip. If I could.
Yeah, there is one on the ceiling, so it would be a
Okay.
move action and then a whip, or you could
Okay.
get the one that Aghi is headed towards. That's probably the more threatening one right now.
Than that.
Yeah.
Where am I on the map right now? Because I don't see my
Oh.
token.
Yeah, I have to drop you.
Okay. Oh boy. Alright. So yeah. I will hit with my whip. Is it 1 or 2, Ian?
1 or 2. I mean, you can make 2 hits because each one is 1 action.
No. Is it our aberration 1 or aberration 2?
Oh, number 1. Yeah, number
Okay. Well, that's no good.
1. You have a hero point.
But I only have 1.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna not use it there, and try instead, because it's not a critical miss, right?
No, it's not. And you have a second.
Okay.
You have another action left.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to hit it again. I will hero point that. Because
Make
I
the
don't
movement
want
to elf step to get in range. That's probably your best spot there. All right,
Yeah.
hero point.
Because I don't want to lose my whip. Eh. What the
Well,
Clearly, Daniel's hatred
Can't-
is influencing the dice.
it seems you can't retrieve the thing. If only you had like
Yeah.
another weapon to use. That would be neat.
No. Yeah, so I guess she'll spend her other action trying to get the thing back.
Yeah. Yep. Moving in to shorten the whip, giving
Yeah.
it a tug. Yes, I have a plan for that. And Rune, what do you do?
Rune is fucked up.
Every
Like
week,
half
every
my
week, baby.
hit points gone in a hit.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
This is what happens when
Yeah,
you use it
actually,
as a tank.
okay. The context there, that was quite a blow. So this is fight or flight. It looks. I mean, there are multiple ways in and out of this building that you're looking at right now, and it's very weak. So if you needed to make another exit, you probably could.
Well, I don't want the building to crumble on everybody. That would be silly.
Yeah.
I have much safer ways to get away if necessary. The problem is I am surrounded by a city of undead. So really there's no way out. All right. This could have been a better day. So in his fearful fight mode, all right.
All right. Disintegrate is a hit. Save is a success. It succeeds the save by 3.
It should be half damage. I don't know why it did full.
Okay. All right. Yeah, describe what happens here.
Rune gets yanked back by Aghi and effectively thrown back in the building. As he scrambles to his feet, he plants his staff in. His hands immediately just start forming intricate symbols in the air as a beam connects to the crystal, and just this massive column of arcane energy pierces into the aberration, causing its parts of his skin and maybe a couple of its limbs to just disintegrate away.
Just shattered.
Yeah.
Part of the building across the street just taking the shrapnel of these calcified ligaments. Do you have any other actions?
Shield. So as soon as the beam is done, the staff just begins to spin very rapidly in front of it, acting like a shield.
All right. And we are at dim lighting right now with the magic that you've casted. Is that correct?
With the light spell, yes.
Got it. Okay. Monica, you can see as
Kinda.
per dim lighting. What's your plan?
I'm going to hold my amulet and say, Kyrian, help me out. And cast incandescent sight on myself, which gives me 1 minute of infrared sight so I can see heat signatures around me.
Perfect.
So can I see the aberrations now? Or at least their weird
Yeah.
signatures.
A small, short incantation in Draconic. Kyrian, the dragon in your amulet, he hums away, and suddenly you see them. Yeah, there are other signatures far out.
I can only see up to 30 feet out.
Okay, yeah, and so you really can't see anything. It looks like the threat is here now, but you can see what they can't. This creature crawling along the ceiling. Their way in, trying to sneak up.
Most of my spells are fire based. I'm gonna take my my bow and shoot at the one that nobody else seems to see.
You're talking about the one that is on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have to pop out into the street, but it looks like there isn't anybody, and there really isn't any threat within 30 feet.
Okay.
So as you head out, yeah, or I mean, you can even go out. There's another exit off to the side if you're trying to avoid that mess. That is the other one.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, do that, and then.
Yeah, and strangely enough, as you do head out, you do see no heat signature, but because of the light that's coming in and now the line of sight, you see that wraith in the middle of the street, that intersection, just staring at you, whispering, "Balgor."
I am going to ignore him for right now because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah.
No. It has been a day, so I am going to. I am targeting that, right? Yes. Okay, and shoot at it. Are you kidding me?
Nice,
Ooh.
man.
You've got a hero point and an action left.
I do not have a hero point because I spent
Oh.
my hero point trying to figure out Kelda's thing.
Yeah.
Do you have an action left?
And apparently chat can't spend hero or can't buy hero points currently.
Yeah.
So I have an action, so I'm gonna try to shoot at it again. Rolling for shit. Okay. So that's it. Bye guys. I loved you.
At least you didn't get 2 crit fails in a row. That
Accurate.
sucked.
Accurate.
That sucked.
I bet. I bet.
Sailix.
Me.
You're down no health. Down a focus point, though. In the corner here. You see where Monica went. See what Rune's doing. Aghi and Vesperin are trading blows with this thing. What do you do?
How far up? High up is it?
Well, it's on the ceiling, so and this ceiling is only
Is it on
9
the
feet.
ceiling or is it on the roof?
All right, so context, the reason why I said that is because in Kovlar, it does not rain. They don't have pointed rooftops. So it's really just this thin layer of stone that makes up most of these buildings. It is on the roof.
Okay.
Sorry, I've been substituting that word the entire time.
Because when you said on the ceiling first, I thought it was just like hanging upside down above us.
Oh,
I was like, shit.
Yeah.
No, but in that case, he's going to walk out or run out after Monica and fly up towards the one on the roof.
Yep, you can get there in one action.
Awesome. So I'm within striking distance in one action, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, you are.
Because
Is this lance or bastard sword right now?
This is bastard sword.
Gotcha.
Because of those boots of quickening I have, or boots of speed,
Right.
I still have 3 swings.
As the arrows shatter on the body of this Gajateth, you come in, you do provoke, it has range, it will kick at you with a leg in an attempt to get you off as you come close enough to swing. 36 is a hit. It is piercing damage, but it isn't much for you. Go ahead.
All right. So number 1. Oh my god. I'm gonna hero point that.
That's a good time to do it.
Get out of here with that bullshit. Look, I don't know if you.
Rolls
it's a hit.
tonight? What are
But it's a
these
hit.
rolls?
Yeah, I don't know. It's on survival horror mode.
Does the positive damage do anything extra to it?
No.
Okay.
Fluffy.
This thing is an aberration of some sort, but it screams. You hear that clicking,
All right.
that crackling sound. You can't see color, but you know what blood looks like, and it's all over the rooftop here.
Missed. And number
Miss.
3. For the third one, he's going to set himself into that stance where he gets the bonus to AC. So that's the end of his turn.
All right. Waldorff.
All right, where am I exactly? I'm still in the building at this point in time, right?
Yeah, you're adjacent to Aghi. I don't know if I have
Okay.
a token. There it is.
There I am. So I think that I am going to kind of step out into the roadway here to where I can see this second large aberration in Sailix and what's going on over there.
Yep.
And I am going to...
You see the wraith in that intersection, too. That ghastly figure calling for Balgora, you know to be the clan dagger of King Haral in Saggorak. Talk of the town. Fun fact.
I'm going to take note of that because I feel like
Yeah.
that's important information because...
Yeah, it's something.
And it's something that everybody's probably looking for. Like, why would he think that you have it?
King of the Dead City. Yeah, someone here might have. Interesting. Who devised that? But yeah, what do you do?
I am going to. So the wraith. Does the wraith seem to be like attacking, or is it just kind of sitting there like taunting?
No, yeah, just watching Monica.
Okay.
Looking over at Vesperin.
So I'm not going to worry about the
Cocking his head.
wraith if he's
Right.
not like being immediately aggressive. I think I'm going to be more concerned about Snuffles and Fluffy over here, as we have named them in the chat.
That's very cute. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, Snuffles is number 1 and Fluffy is number 2. So I'm going to attack Fluffy. I'm going to cast Harm at Fluffy.
All right.
Do I click that
Somewhere
little-
Aldonis is very pleased.
Do you see the dice tower? That icon of a little tower?
The icon of a little tower. Where am I looking for this?
Actually, I got it. I'll roll it for you because your sheet is a little.
Okay.
I just have to find a spell real quick.
I can click it. How's that?
Okay. Excellent.
Does that work?
Yeah, Sailix, I think I need a save from you.
For what?
A save for Will
Oh,
after Waldorf's turn.
killing me.
So harm is what, 1d8 negative damage? Ooh.
That's the nat
Ooh.
20 I get
Ah,
on a will
the
save.
will is strong.
Your brother is with you.
You're unaffected, but okay, excellent. It's the that will save is in reference to this wraith calling out, like crying for Balgora. Dwarf. I will roll the damage. And what are you attacking harm on again?
Whatever the aberration 2, I think.
Okay, yeah, on the roof. Got it. Vesperin.
Yep. Have I managed to recover my wit with that last action?
Yes.
Okay. Phew. So yeah, let's see. Crap. Let me think. I will. There's no place I can move to like provide flanking for the rest of the party, is there? Because it's in that corner.
Well, with the way that you threaten, I think you have. Yeah, you can't flank that thing unless you get up on the roof. You could flank with Sailix, but
Okay. I mean, I have wall climbing and athletics.
ooh,
Can
and
I
you're in
try
an
that?
alley. Yeah, make an athletics check because you'll just
Alright.
bounce off one, bounce on the other. Bounce
Okay.
off the other
Do you
again.
want athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, sorry, acrobatics for sure.
Acrobatics. Okay.
Athletics, but vertical.
Finally.
Oh, I nailed it.
Yeah.
That puts
so,
you here on the ceiling.
Okay.
Bounce and a bounce and a bounce.
Can flank? So am I flanking 2 or am I flanking 1?
Let's see how you did. 41. It puts you there. You're flanking.
Ah, sweet.
And you're flanking the one on the ceiling. I'm on the roof. It's
Okay.
not a ceiling.
All right.
Important distinction.
I will try then to hit it with my whip.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to whip it.
Good.
Exactly. That is the joke. And I'll spend my next action and try to get it back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Balgora shakes. I know, it's almost like the whip just isn't doing it for you.
It
If you've got another weapon,
really is.
yeah, you're welcome to use another weapon if you have one, for sure.
I mean, I
Highly
do
recommend it.
have one, but that
Oh,
seems
really?
bad.
You left that in Kovlar.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh,
I
well, this-
left that.
Listen, well, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Nothing that comes out of your mouth is fine.
Hmm.
I mean, that's not what you said last night.
And
You've been gone for
Aghi,
2 weeks.
Suddenly, a leg pulls at you. It's a critical hit.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Fuck.
Much.
You're not grabbed though. 47 piercing damage.
Yikes.
On
And
Aghi.
suddenly a jaw attack.
I'm presuming y'all didn't have a chance to choose the chosen bearer of the ring, did you?
No.
Oh, of course not.
I think it was me last time.
It doesn't carry over. It has to be chosen every day.
Oh, okay.
We were all split up this morning.
Mm.
Okay. Aghi, you are.
Oh no.
You've been dealt a critical hit.
Oh no.
62 isn't bad. You're grabbed. And with that, it attempts to use carry off prey. It can move at its full speed with a creature it has grabbed. Monica,
This-
you do get an attack of opportunity if you have one. I'm not sure if you have one with the choices that you've taken.
I still have Ranger.
Okay. Do you have attack of opportunity?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It
If
should be right
dwarf-
here.
Should be where?
It should tell you if you have it under your attributes.
Yeah, I don't think they're alphabetically sorted. I don't think you have it.
Okay.
I think.
I think you have it, Dorf. You have an attack of opportunity. Would you like to
I
use
do.
it?
Yes, I would actually.
All right. You have that hammer and that chain.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use that chain actually.
All right.
So
It critically hits.
Oof, my man.
if am I remembering correctly that I can also use hammer that, or I wouldn't be able to use my
Yeah, just not as a reaction.
not as a reaction. Okay,
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I have a reaction. I'm able to.
Oh yeah. This you do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll use Embrace the Pain and do an athletics check to switch the grapple if I'm able to.
Okay. Yeah. As this chain latches onto this creature in an attempt to free you from its grab, yeah, you have a chance to pivot and take control of the situation.
Oh my god.
And it isn't enough. You're still grabbed.
Just kidding.
On top of the upside down ceiling, Sailix. This thing wants to consume you. You can tell its mouths, plural, start to move in. It's a miss, not a critical miss. Another attempt is made immediately after. Persistent, another miss, and with a final attempt, a miss as well. I'd like to consider it a parry, at least. This thing screaming, desperately just trying to feed, and going for your wings as well. To no avail. Aghi, it's your turn. You're currently grabbed. You can't take actions, but you can try to break free with an athletics check, I believe.
Yes, and I forgot to add the 10 for assurance.
If you're using assurance, you don't roll.
Oh, you don't roll.
Correct.
Okay.
You're
No, yeah, so
taking
it's-
10.
Taking
Yeah.
10. All
You
right,
just-
never
you-
mind.
Instead of rolling, you have a
Yeah.
10 instead of a
So
roll.
if it's 10 plus your bonus.
Ah.
So basically, you know, if you feel like you need to roll over a 10 to succeed, then you should roll.
I feel like
but-
I should roll.
Okay.
I think I need to roll over a 10.
Okay.
Mm.
Except with the way everyone's been rolling.
Yeah.
Will do.
30. 30.
Okay.
You're out.
Whew. Excellent.
You broke free.
Can I attack it?
Yeah.
All
Two
right.
actions.
Perfect. So it drops her, and then she immediately swings at it with her axes. Wait, wrong one. I'm not punching it. God.
It's a miss.
All right. One more attack. On Snuffles.
It's canon.
Did that not go into the tower?
It didn't.
Oh my god.
Didn't.
I think it was an okay roll too.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
I hate life.
It misses again. You know, behind you, that wraith, it's doing nothing but standing in its place, making a simple request for a dagger that should not be anywhere near any of you guys. If if everything was going the way it should be, but it's not, and that's why Rune's here, right?
If someone
Rune,
was telling
what do
the
you do?
truth.
I mean, listen.
All right. Rune, do some damage.
She mostly told the truth. It just depends on a certain point of view.
Rune cannot see the one that took off with Aghi. Is
No,
that
it's out
right?
of your line of sight there. Yeah, and you know there is one on the roof. That Sailix and Vespern both. You saw them both go up to fight it, and you're hearing it, so you roughly got an
Okay,
idea of what's
so
going on.
so the one on the roof is not near me.
Yeah, no, yeah, because it's up there. It doesn't even know. Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
you're not
All right.
in harm's way right now.
Presume I'm good there to see the other one. More importantly, Aghi.
Oh, I see.
Rune tosses up some, pulls out from a pouch, tosses up some sand, and as it just hangs in the air, vibrations and the nerves and muscles of everyone in the area just start to twitch a little bit as Aghi receives haste.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So
Excellent. You
for
also see the
just-
wraith there.
Just for edification, on Aghi's turn, she gets one extra action to either use for stride or strike.
Perfect. And that is where you see the wraith, by the way. Just calling for Balgora. The dagger. Puts us at Modica.
Okay. So, I don't have line of sight on the thing on the roof anymore, but I do have line of sight on the one that had Aghi in its grasp. So I'm gonna take a shot at it and use Divine Lance at it, hoping that it doesn't light up things. I don't know. We'll see. So let me just make sure I'm doing this right. There we go. Crap, I don't know how to roll. This sucks. Like, it doesn't give me a roll thing for the for my cantrips. Oh, because it doesn't show them prepared. That would
What are you
be
trying
why.
to cast?
Divine Lance.
Got it.
Okay. So.
Is this on?
This is on. Oops. Whatever the first one was. The first one hit, and that was the first roll. So.
It does hit.
So basically, kind of smoke covers over her body, and she draws her bow, and it turns into a lance midway toward the creature.
Heighten to half your level. Round it
Yeah.
up. So that's 7.
So it's 7d4.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent.
I'm not sure why it's not doing what I need it to do right now.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries. And I think you have an action left, unless you moved.
I did not move. So I'll shoot at it with a regular arrow now, I guess. And it goes slightly wide.
Sailix.
Me. Alrighty. So, we're just gonna keep swinging.
Yes.
Critical hit.
My man.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Roll those beautiful dice.
All right. Second.
You also have the I mean, is it accounting for him the creature being flat-footed because I'm flanking?
So that increases his to hit. So
Okay, cool.
that would help, yeah. It's really a plus.
Ah!
Well, there you go.
Right. Leviathan putting in that
Goddamn
work.
time. About time somebody gets some good shit.
Holy
69, nice.
Nice.
crap.
132 points of damage right there.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
This will knock it off of
135.
the roof, but describe what these 2 blows do to this thing.
So as he kind of like he's stabbed, does those 3 parries from before. As he kind of like touches the ceiling gently, he lifts up in a spin, and on his upward rise, like the Leviathan starts to let out that high-pitched humming noise. And as it slices through it one of the legs, it kind of reaches that crescendo as he brings it back down on it in an overhead swing.
Scurrying with what limbs it has in its cacophonous asymmetric form. These some of the limbs are actually just shattered in front of you. This thing scurries off, more like an inchworm than anything. We'll do his movement when we get to it. But Dwarf, what do you do?
How is that? Which one are we looking at here? Snuffles, aberration number 1. That's down there by
Yeah.
Aghi. How's that one looking?
Snuffles is looking rough. You could kill him.
I'm gonna try that harm spell again. And I'm gonna cast it down at Snuffles. There we go. Yeah.
There it is.
All right, and I think I have the roll for that on the dice tower, right? How do I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not
Suddenly that wraith looks at you again.
At me?
You can't really tell. He's looking towards in that general direction, actually. Sailix, I need you to make another will save.
Oh, I wasted all my nats on that one. Oh god.
All right.
Well, it's been nice knowing you guys.
Well,
Not for me.
yeah,
I'm gonna probably go crazy and murder the whole party. But you know.
Okay. Well. You feel sapped. Everything that you did, for some reason, for a split second, feels worthless to you. This is futile. And that's getting to you right now. You're enfeebled 3, stupefied 3.
Oh shit!
Damn. I don't know what those mean, but that sounds bad.
I think he's down like 3 to 6 strength.
I can't even pick up my own damn sword right
Yeah.
now.
Stupefied being a intelligence, wisdom, and charisma based check penalty by 3. And then enfeebled being strength.
Thanks.
So yeah, bonuses that involve those 4 attributes are hindered by 3.
Jesus.
Vesperin,
Oh boy. Okay.
you saw this happen.
Okay.
You hear that wraith whispering, Valcora.
But the thing in front that's attacking Sailix is still alive, right?
It's trying to run away. It's right about to. Next on initiative, it's fleeing.
Okay. I'm gonna try to kill it. Maybe
Yeah.
if the dice want to actually agree with me for once, perhaps.
Do you use the whip?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Good. I hate you.
Mhm.
What the? At least it's not a critical miss. Jesus.
Your dagger starts to shake.
I'm not doing it.
Let me go.
Oh my god. I'm gonna hit it again with my whip. And ha-ha!
And it's a hit.
Finally! Okay. So is it does it look like it still has some like, is it on its last legs or
Oh yeah, no. It's
Okay.
Yeah. It's
All right,
crawling
so-
away. Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say if it looks like I can't kill it with damage, I will use the cantrip that's on the whip.
Yeah.
Otherwise I
No,
will.
it's crawling away on all 7s right now.
Okay. So
7.
do I need to roll damage?
No, but you could put a suggestion in there if you'd like. Worth a try. I mean, you don't know if it even can process what you're saying, but
My suggestion would be to point to Sailix and say defend him.
I would not do that.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
either it doesn't know common, or it doesn't process anything that you're saying,
Okay.
or it knows. And if it does know, it would know that that would be very harmful to its existence, so it would flee anyway.
Then I'm gonna kill it.
right.
So, does that? Okay, plus Snicks. Or is it dead? Where's my sneak attack? Sneak attack damage.
It's not moving.
Oh, that's it?
It stopped.
Okay.
A couple of twitches, and then no movement. Battle still ensues in the streets below, and you hear that whispering. I think you have an action left.
Yeah, she would rush over to Sailix and see if he is okay.
I don't even know if he could speak at this point. He's probably just trying to fight off a severe wave of depression all of a sudden.
I mean, yeah, because I do have like medicine trained. If only I had that liquid courage I made for Monica. Let's see. All right. So, does he look like he's in a state where he can move?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's looking
Um,
more like his father than Sailix right now.
Yeah, so I feel like she would do whatever she can to like get him to come back into, his own skin, like talking in celestial, like doing whatever she thinks can like, uh uh help counter that, and that would be, just using the medicine, I guess, to counteract the effects of the enfeeblement and fear if she can.
Yeah, medicine. We can get a diagnosis at least.
Okay.
This is a magical effect.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to roll Arcana then?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
a good idea actually.
In the dice tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aghi.
So hearing the Sailix fighting and hearing that song, and then probably Vesperen's probably not shouting for or talking to Sailix loudly. She's going to go into a rage when she attacks.
It's that it's that drop of blood that did it for you, huh?
Yeah, don't tell
It's
Will.
been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been over a month. That's the only thing that matters.
No, yeah.
Hey!
That's a long time for her.
Yeah,
Oh my
you're like,
God.
oh,
Wait.
love that for me.
She has no sense of time right now. It's been a month.
No one
Yeah.
does.
No, it does. So she is full around attacking it. Oh! And
Ooh,
then,
that should be a critical,
Did that-
right?
did that go in the tower?
It
Let's
hit.
see. That's a critical hit.
Okay. Should I roll all my rolls or roll damage first?
Roll damage
damage.
first.
Yep.
All right,
one at a
let's
time.
see here. Rage only. That's
Aghi,
right.
Aghi.
Sorry, I'm horrible at rolling damage. Because you had something separate for my when
Oh,
I
yeah, I have it. And this is your axe that you're using?
yeah. And then it's +2 damage with rage.
Got it. So that comes in twice. Yep, your specialization. Crit. He's
You
heavily
named
wounded.
it Snuffles.
I sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, man of my word. You have 2 actions left. What do you do?
Keep attacking it because she cannot stop until it is dead.
Okay. That's a miss. You have an action
Hero
left.
pointing that real quick. I get 1 good roll. All right,
Also
Yeah.
a miss.
last roll.
Well, do you have a bonus? You have a bonus to hit on from raging?
See, I should seriously just wear my glasses. 2 additional damage with melee. Additional damage. No, that's when I'm in my higher up rage.
Got it. Yep.
Don't forget you have the haste action.
Oh, I have haste.
That's your max bonus.
Yes. Let's hit it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Please.
That'll
very
hit it.
nice.
that'll be
Hey.
a hit.
Smacker.
Thank you, Rune.
Poor Snuffles.
Yeah.
It's like the
Sure.
only thing she will thank Rune for.
Pretty much. Yeah.
No, you know.
You know.
No. I got this. Yes. Yeah, she's just like hacking away at this thing. Aghi is gone for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet it stands. Yeah, she's just bathing in the blood of this creature, screaming alongside you there. Rune, it's your turn. What do you do?
Rune's gonna keep this one a little more simple. He just puts his hand out and will see if it hits first. That's probably a miss. Debris just goes flying past it, doing no damage. He will then throw up his staff as a shield.
Excellent. Monica.
Unmute myself first. Gonna do Divine Lance again because that seemed to be the only thing that worked the last time.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there's that. Where's my
7d4?
yeah.
That will. Okay, double.
Yeah.
That's lethal damage. Go ahead.
Is it? Okay, so once again Monica draws her bow back and her body kind of has this ethereal smoke around it, and she says, "Time for a shish kebab," and lets it go, and this ghostly lance surrounds her arrow and just goes right through the creature's body and just stays there for a moment before dissipating, and the creature falls.
Suddenly, it's like it's quiet again. Things aren't moving. Saggorak always has this weird airiness about it, though. There's like a slow air current, causing a bit of a wind tunnel. Warm air passing through. No threat, especially not one that Monica could see with incandescent sight. But this wraith remains in the center of the intersection. Combat is over. What do you guys do?
How's Sailix faring mentally right now? Like,
it's as bad as it could get for you, probably. You feel physically sapped and mentally extremely drained.
Is there anything I got from my roll?
This is magical, and extremely potent magic.
Okay.
Bring me Balgorma.
So she is
Kill
not
the
like
elf and take me to the wraith.
she's not letting Sailix go.
Some things deserve to stay broken.
Oh my god. Like she's just gonna be like, Rune, can you come up here?
Rune on his on one knee, just sort of holding onto his staff. Give me 1 moment, please.
Wraith.
Ow!
This is all because of you, Vesperin. Talia, the one who watches, all she loves burns and dies.
She's getting visibly upset.
Rune, I'm gonna go ahead and heal you.
Waldorff has like collapsed against the wall and is like holding his chest. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
The wraith slides without moving, just hovers, levitates backwards, to the side, and then up to meet Vesperin and Sailix up on the roof. You all do see that. Aghi, I imagine you turned around now.
Yeah.
Coated in blood.
She wants to attack this wraith. Can I throw a dagger at it? It's flying. I can't fly.
No, I'm
I
not
love
questioning
it.
you. I'm just.
That's my daughter.
Um.
I raised that.
All right. Yeah. Make an attack roll. I don't. The token's not going to work, but I have the AC.
All right. What was it?
Rune should be feeling much better now.
Rune does feel much better now.
Is that the dagger? Is just
Four.
the +5?
No. You should have the same proficiency with it.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah, no,
your
your dagger-
daggers suck.
Ow.
Oh, God.
Damn. They were a gift.
This bitch.
Carved them out my own body.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Can't roll.
31's a hit.
Hey, sorry, Ian. Can
Yeah.
I retcon that heal and say that I used the 3 actions so that it would heal all living creatures with positive energy within 30 feet of me? That
30
way,
foot emanation?
yeah,
Yes.
because that should hit
absolutely.
Aghi and Sailix, and
As a point of note, will it also hit the Wraith?
it will, and that would injure him by the same amount.
Yes.
I don't know if I need to make separate rolls for everybody or if everybody just gets the 42.
No, everyone gets the
it,
same amount.
It is a
Okay.
flat 42?
That, yeah. Because
Got
I cast it at 3rd level.
Right. Aghi.
You might roll less dice if you do the emanation though. That part I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's not less dice. It's just it takes 3 actions instead of it takes material, somatic, and verbal.
Got it.
That puts Sailix healed. Aghi significantly healed. Rune, did you already update it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
Yeah, I was
hit
already
him
affected.
with it.
All right. Monica, I need you to make a will save.
Okay.
Aghi, the dagger did plant. It has returned, though, to you per returning. 34. Let me check something real quick.
Yeah, did the dagger affect him at all?
Yeah, he let out a grunt. It did
excellent.
hit the snarl, and it did come back. Do you pursue him as he heads up, though?
Yeah.
I feel like Vesperin is basically like at this point sort of like crouched in front of Sailix, like, you know, with that defensive thing of like, you know, her one hand with the whip in front of her, while like the other is like firmly guarding the spot where Valgora is.
Monica,
Hmm.
you start to feel it. For a second, it almost feels like guilt, but guilt doesn't have such a profound physical manifestation. You feel it in your nerves. Your mind is cloudy, and you feel weak.
Okay.
Something seeping into you.
I will say quietly to Rune, who I think is still next to me, I don't feel right.
Dahlia, you will once again watch everything you hold dear die in front of you, while you stand helpless.
Can Rune get to his compatriots on the roof?
Yeah. Dorf, Monica, Aghi. You headed up there.
Yeah, Augie's pursuing.
Waldorf is staying down on the street level with that bum leg of his. He's not climbing up anywhere.
Yeah, Monica's
Hmm?
concerned about dizziness and also the roof caving in. So Monica's gonna stay on the ground with Waldorf.
Before Rune takes off, he will look at Monica. I heard you. I'll get back. I promise.
So Vesperin is like looking at this wraith, and again, like, you know, seems a bit shook up by whatever she's hearing from Balgora. And you know, but it's just focused on Sailix and like, you know, again being that person. So yeah, she just like look at the wraith and be like, "What in the fuck are you?"
I'm an ambassador to King Harold. You have something that belongs to him.
In Necrol, Rune will why don't we have a conversation about the ownership of Balgora, shall we?
Pulls up his legs and he crosses them as if he were to sit. But his head doesn't bob. So now he just hovers above the air. You're in the middle of a haunted city. At the audience of a wraith who awaits for your side of the story.
I don't understand Necrol.
Best friend. Did you bring
How is this-
Balgora? Because we've been able to hear the wraith saying Balgora.
Yeah, and you've been able to hear Balgora say things.
Oh,
Oh, we can hear Balgora too.
we can
Yeah,
hear
no,
him.
yeah, you heard Talia.
Oh,
Only
that
it
changes
said
a
it
lot.
3 times.
Now
that
you
changes a
watch
lot.
your daughter die as well. I'll cut her myself,
Fuck up.
all according to plan, love.
Looking at the wraith. All right. You say the king wants to meet us, yeah?
That he does.
Then let's have a nice conversation with the king, shall we?
Rune's saying that in common or in Necrol?
Yes.
Okay.
No, this part is in common to ensure everyone hears.
She like looks at him like, "What the fuck are you drinking, wizard?"
Am I out of range of this conversation?
No, yeah, I
Little-
mean, you
little
can sort
bit?
of hear roughly what they're talking about, but
Okay.
you don't know for sure.
Do I have your word and the word of the king that we shall not be harmed?
I've not harmed you yet.
I want to make sure it
That's
stays
true.
that way from the city. Because these little beasties were they're a bit aggressive.
Rune. Sailix needs help. Sounds like Monica does too.
Both of those are accurate
They-
statements.
I'm the one they fucking want. And I'll go.
Dahlia needs help too.
Shut the
All right.
fuck up.
Slit
Vesperin.
your wrist and bleed out like a good little girl.
I will melt that dagger.
This wraith does look at
Vesperin?
Salix, though.
You stay quiet. Let me talk. Keep focused on the dagger.
By the
Now-
way, Sailix has just been quietly muttering to his sword this whole time, like staring at the gem of the wise, just kind of
Oh no.
muttering to it.
Can I hear what he's saying roughly? Because I'm right there.
It's a mix between Elvish and Celestial.
You can PM me.
Mm.
So, do I have your word and the word of the king that we'll be able to traverse this city with no harm?
We will take great care to protect you. After all, you have what we want.
Let's go have this conversation. So we can take care of my friends.
You
And
really
what of
gonna
your friend? He looks at Sailix. Floats over, but stops once he realizes how threatening it seems to approach Sailix at a time like this. So 2 inches before halting, but then just cocking ahead at him as he's like sitting there on the roof. What happened?
That's a fantastic question. And once I get somewhere safe, I'll take a look. What did Aghi say?
You really gonna trust this thing, wizard?
We are in a city full of undead, and if they have more of these things scurrying about, I'll take any chance I can get to get us to a safe place.
Okay. She'll like come up beside Rune and just like whisper, "Can't you teleport them out of here?"
That takes 10 minutes, and I don't think we've got that.
No. Okay. All right. Looks at the wraith.
Well, come along.
Lead the way, Wraith.
The little one cannot see.
Yeah, that's true.
Without moving, and as he's hovering about 3 feet off the ground, with his legs crossed, he'll let himself sink over, off the side, plop in front of Monica.
Monica is in the process of being helped to sit down by Dorf. And
You look unwell.
Normally it doesn't make me feel like this when I try to heal my friends. So yeah, why do you?
This is a strange place, lass. You never know what could happen down here. No, sit down, and he like clears some stones out of the way that she was gonna sit on, and like helps her. Like he's leaning on his walking stick very like heavily, but like helps her down and offers her a drink from his flask. Here, have a tick of that. It'll do you right. It'll do you just fine. You'll be right as rain. Don't worry.
How does it taste in comparison to what I know?
It is, for a dwarf, it is strong.
Okay, so it's about as strong as my whiskey. Got it. Halfling whiskey, man. Don't mess with it.
So yeah, it would be right up your alley for sure.
Yeah. So, spectral envoy person, do you have a name?
Who, me?
No, not you.
A name is not important. I am merely a servant to my king.
Got it. So yes, I don't feel well. What would you like to know of me or something?
I wish not to know of you, only to inform you. Your friends have decided to join me on
Okay.
a trip.
All right.
We're headed to the halls of my king.
Delightful. I mean, what an honor. Okay. And you've probably guessed I can't see in the dark.
He extends a hand. His fingers are like talons. They're disturbing. You do expect them to look keratinized or calcified, like something hard, but it's actually a human-looking finger of a proportion that spikes out and thins like a nail. You can see a diminutive fingernail on the end of it. But he reaches out.
Monica
He's
looks at
trying.
it for a second and goes, "Still not as gross as Rune's face," under her breath.
And then and you feel a little scrape of that small nail, and it's the size of a piece of corn, scratching along your forehead as he
Oh.
retracts. That distance growing, but then also a radial pulse you can feel. Suddenly, you see everything again, and not just 30 feet like with incandescent sight. You have a panorama of a city. It's far more disturbing to see it this way. But at least you know what's in front of you, right?
Yep. Keeping it together somehow.
He floats up enough to see Monica and Dorf and the humanoids on the roof. Shall we depart?
Yeah, let's do that. Vesper, and you've got Sailix. Aghi, do you mind helping?
Yeah.
Keep the blade. I'll carry him.
Yeah.
You do have some time.
Rune
on these
will
roads.
walk over to Vesper real quick and look her dead in the eye. Do you got it?
Fucking got it.
I look
Suddenly,
at-
it's like. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I look at Dorf and say, "Oh, the tall folk are getting us in trouble. What else is new?"
Nothing around here, love. There's nothing but trouble down this way, that's for sure.
Pull out my flask and have him taste my whiskey.
Hey, that's whew, that'll open your sinuses up, isn't it?
Mm.
Come along then.
All
And he
right, then.
like offers her a shoulder, and they kind of like
Yep. Hobble somehow together.
Yeah, he's got that rhythm of the limp down, so that he's there when you need him to
Yep.
lean on. You know, they are quite a pair. No,
Start of a beautiful friendship.
for sure.
While following the ambassador, Rune will sort of pull up next to Dorf. I apologize. Are you doing all right, sir?
Oh, who, me? It was a bit of a surprise, but nothing I've never, nothing that you all couldn't handle, nothing I couldn't handle. No, everything's fine here. Happy to have been able to help. You know.
If you need anything, let me know. I would be remiss, and Poppy would kill me if anything were happening to you.
Well, you and I need to sit down and I need to pick your brain and I need you to tell me all about my old friend.
That is something that does have to happen. Unfortunately, for now, we have to meet a dead king.
Oh, my favorite kind of king.
That's what I thought too.
And he gives you like a big, like, dwarvish wink, you know. The
Rune
tooth
just nods.
even like sparks a little bit. Hey.
Anybody with spells regarding this magical affliction between Sailix and Monica. Is there anything you wish to do as you travel? You're moving along
Inspect
a
it as
main
best
road.
he can while walking.
Right. Salix might even be limping to get around at this point.
Help? Let's see
Heavily
if I have
weakened.
anything that might be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have the Bravado's brew. I could have him drink some of that and see if it helps.
It is literally liquid courage.
It is literally liquid courage, yeah.
Vesperin would be, you know, when she's like more like after they climb down from the roof, like she would be just like holding Sailix's hand while Aghi's carrying him and just like quietly like saying just like a very quiet string of words in Celestial, just like for him to hear.
I just realized, Waldorff doesn't know what any of us really look like, aside from the picture going on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the character art is pretty wicked. So
Yeah, some cool person probably did it.
amazing
I mean,
person
yeah.
did some great fan
Totally
art
amazing
or
person did it.
did some great character art here. So I have a general idea.
Ah, perfect. We'll go with that then.
There they are.
Oh, there they are. Oh, that's beautiful.
This wraith is pretty brave, taking you
That's
along the
so good.
streets, levitating, hovering down this central avenue. These things, they don't stalk you like hyenas in the night anymore. They avoid you. But that's not to say he's confident enough to avoid scoping a place out before allowing you to join him as you go. You might take a landing or something, and he would insist on scouting ahead. Is there anything you guys want to do while you travel?
I'll give Sailix the Bravado's brew.
All right.
Rune will inspect the condition, just to kind of get an idea. I made an arcane roll in the tower.
Oh, the magical affliction, usually magical cures. Hard to tell what it is, but
Well, on the way,
Monica, yeah.
after Monica gives him the brew,
Does it do anything?
Monica, go ahead and give it to him. What do you say?
Oh. I don't really say very much except because we're trying to keep quiet. But one of the times where the specter is going ahead, she'll pull out the brew and just go over to Sailix and say, "Drink this, you'll feel better."
He doesn't really say anything. He just kind of accepts it, and he'll take it back. Does he die?
No, but you fear that less. Suddenly, this isn't as scary as it was. Physically, you're still 3 centuries ahead, but suddenly it seems manageable again. Like you could get through this. What a strange affliction, the Wraith says.
yeah, know anything about it?
He looks at Monica and then like back at Sailix. This creature, without a face, just 2 glowing pellets for eyes. I do not. It afflicts the living. However, you'll see we have no reason to let you die.
Well, that ought to be
Come.
interesting then.
And I'll ask. He turns to Aghi. He's staring at your gloves. You hear, as he talks, somehow, simultaneously, there's a vocal hissing sound, which wouldn't make sense for a material creature to make. But in the middle of the hiss, I'll ask you remove those gloves. Staring at the symbolism on them.
I won't use them against you, but I'd rather keep them.
Their presence is used against me now.
She'd look at the Wraith and look at where she has Balgora and just be like, "You're asking us to take quite a bit of on faith. might be extending some our ways as well.
My compatriot brings up a point. We have two individuals who are not feeling quite themselves. We are surrounded, for all intents and purposes, by dead. And we are living. We're a little nervous. Let's keep going. Have this nice conversation with the king, shall we?
Very well.
Thank you.
This will be a few hours of travel. A major landmark you do pass. Notice this city is massive. What you've seen so far puts Kovlar at maybe a tenth the size of Saggorak. It's just a sea of low-lying buildings, streets, and avenues. You're moving through this grid, and at the end of it, where the cavern becomes its absolute largest, there is a massive stone wall. Half a mile in height, an entire mile in length, as you've heard it, Rune, which is held at the back of a platform, a base of the same dimensions. Both of them look completely bare. You know it as the Slag, as they call it. It was a construction project, highly ambitious, and it failed. It's said that some things roam around. Invisible creatures might stalk it, so people avoid it. They don't try to build anything on it. But it sits above this, like, ruined metropolis as it was once upon a time. And you don't go anywhere near it. You sort of use it as a guiding landmark to get an idea of how far you've traveled. And after a few hours, you travel a few miles. It does take a while to navigate this place. And so much of your travel is vertical. But as you cut around a corner in this ravine, that Slag finally out of sight, you see off in the distance a castle at the center of another section of this city. It's a great big castle, the largest structure here, but it's strange. It takes you a while to really register what you're looking at because this castle is built into the ceiling. Hanging, watching over the rest of the northernmost portion of Saggorak. You can see light off in the distance. Probably just a molten pouring out. So there's a soft glow, but really you're only seeing the silhouette of a Gothic style hanging citadel. And there's a little path, a cliff, a rock, and then a small bridge that connects to it. The Wraith doesn't need to tell you that that's where you're going. It's quite obvious. You all still follow?
Yeah. Or at least Rune does.
Right. About the rest
Sit
of you.
down and take a break for a minute. Oh my god.
Mm.
My legs
Sailix
are
keeps
killing
going.
me.
Vesprin is by Sailix's side.
Yeah, I will take my turn helping Dwarf, even though I, still feeling uneasy.
Yeah. This place is disturbing.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
You finally wind around this portion to get to where the stone bridge and the paved walkway leads up to a suspended bridge that takes you to this center castle. There aren't any servants, however. You've only seen this wraith. The halls are empty. You hear that howling, that echoing, not in the haunted sense of just a fully forlorn, abandoned castle. But suddenly you arrive at two doors that immediately hint at what's beyond. They're ornate, carved with gold. And there's a carpeted walkway that meets through it. It's quite clear you're about to see something important on the other side, but he stops to look at the party. The Wraith. Would we meet my king? He looks around. He takes it. You've gotten this far. It must mean you're ready. And with that, he places those talon-like human fingers on the door, and there's a push. Open. A throne room, grand. Or at least it used to be. With a snap of fingers, lights turn on down the hall, ever-burning torches. Green glowing eyes sit on a throne you can't see until he stands. Sailix, Vesperin, you recognize this person immediately. It's like you saw him in a bad dream or something. To the rest of you, this is a fresh face. He stands, he pulls himself up with his long hammer. Green smoke trails as he walks up, and with a stroke of his massive white beard, the only hair on his undead body. Come now. I should have my clan dagger. That's where we're going to end it tonight, guys.
Well then.
Well
That's
then.
a thing.
Oh, God damn it! We should run away.
Probably. All right. Well,
We follow the wizard. Why do we keep doing this?
see, that's why I gave you the Crystal Hue episode.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it's just
As a point of note,
Mhm.
we were down a fighter. A couple of us were still hurt. We were down a Monica, and you wanted to run through an undead city to try and escape, with you being the only one to go invisible.
And I could have made someone else invisible.
So
Right, so
Sailix
you
and
and
Vesperin would have
Sailix
got away.
Sailix can teleport.
Okay, so
Sailix was an idiot.
Well, the important people would get away.
I like to think King Harry is just sitting here, like, watching you guys argue. He's like,
I can only move but so fast with this whip, man. Come on.
Oh man.
Thanks for not
Calculated
perma-killing
risk.
my
Oh,
girlfriend.
yeah.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
man.
Yet.
Well,
don't jinx
Yet,
That was real tears. Just want you to know, real tears.
Oh man.
oh my God. That's great. I like to inflict the pain. All right. Well, I promised the sponsorship, and the sponsorship I will deliver. This entire show has been run on Fantasy Grounds Unity. If you see everything left of like the call that we're in, fully you can manage your entire campaign on a virtual tabletop. Fantasy Grounds Unity is without a doubt my favorite virtual tabletop. It's the one we've been using the entire time on our 42nd session because it starts at 0. If you're interested, go to fantasygrounds.com. I could not recommend it enough. We are also sponsored by The Only Sheet, which is an Excel-based character management tool for Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons. If you're interested, go to theonlysheet.com. Our music tonight was Rock Narden, and our ambient tracks were Michael Gelfi. You can find links to their channels in the show notes. But let's do our farewells, starting with Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I played the Vesperin tonight, the Sea Elf Rogue, and also Renfrey, the Cavern Elf mysterious person, who, just did some stuff and things during the downtime, and none of this is her fault, and we're gonna keep blaming the wizard, whose fault it actually is, because, that's really where the focus should be.
Yes, suspect.
Also go to savagesparrow.com because awesome nerdy shirts, accessories, etc., etc.
Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence, and I played Monica Freerunner, whose heart got run through the ringer in a matter of hours. You can find me online here on Twitch as Resonant Moon. Resonant Moon is also all of my social medias, so check that out. And this episode will go on YouTube a week from today. So check out our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Sam.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Sam. I played Aghi. In the past, I've played Poppy. You can find me as Scribbling Penny or just Scribbles. All the social media posts, if they're wrong when we're going live, if it's wrong, that's my fault. And yeah, I love playing Pathfinder now. So that's all Ian.
Got the bug.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I played Sailix Lavendale. Also voiced the Vesperin's Dagger, Balgora, which was also fun. Coming up in January, starting the 15th, I'm running a 5-episode mini campaign for some newer players to the Pathfinder genre and everything. So do come and check us out then. It's going to be awesome.
Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I played Rude Ravenswood, poor wizard. I will give one last shout out to an old friend. Happy birthday, G-Man. I will miss you.
I'll drink some midnight cold brew to that. And with that,
Cheers.
look at that. It's not midnight. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Did
Thank
we
you for
let
watching.
James do his outro?
Oh,
Oh.
yes. Guest James.
Yeah, James.
Poor dwarf, because he's returning.
Yeah, I had a blast. I love playing Dorf. He's like one of my favorite characters that I've made so far. I really hope that he does get a little bit more of a reveal here, because he is. I have put a lot of thought into him, and I love him very, 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 very much. I am going to keep banging that Star Wars drum, though. I really hope that we get to come back and play with Alex and Daniel and Sam and myself, so that I can reprise my role as Cookie the Wookiee. And I guess that this is the place where you guys can see me the most. The more I keep sucking up to Ian, the more he's going to bring me back, I hope. And since nobody else plugged it, and Mitch is, of course, loves me for this, do not forget that we do have a Patreon at patreon.com/pennyforatale. Go and give us all of your hard-earned money, because you love us and we love you.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, that show will be back next week, guys. Episode 42. The one where everybody dies.
Yeah.
I said this was a
That
42
sounds about
episode
right.
thing.